All right, hello and welcome. Welcome to the Lion and Bear and Friends report.
Nice.
I'm Spaceline,
I'm Kodiak.
and with us we have a lot of friends. From the top, we've got Clown Thulu.
Hey.
We got David Leclerc. Oh, who might be putting his kids to bed right now?
Yeah, that's right.
We have
David Leclerc.
yeah,
Silence.
Yeah, silence. We have Gojira.
Saw dudes.
We have Larissimo or Craig Pippa.
Yeah, Lars IMO. But yeah,
Well, it wouldn't be a recap without mispronouncing something. We have the Pimp,
Hello.
and we have Tim Nielsen.
Hello. I'm
Well,
also here. This is David.
Hey.
I think that was gone when you said my name.
yes, yeah, all right. So welcome all of you, and for anyone watching this, I'm gonna guess after the fact. I don't think there's anybody in the stream chat, but I have that pulled up just in case. We're gonna go through. I guess just as a way of order, we're gonna go through the last week of the season, kind of talk through our matches as much or as little as we want, and then we'll get into what everyone's teams look like. We'll start from bottom of the leaderboards going up, and Kodiak made some amazing year-end sheets, so stay tuned for that. That kind of give little stat awards to best players and different things that you all have done with your teams. And then we'll talk about what's next. But before we get into that, we're gonna let Kodiak let us know how his season ended up, so that we know how his season 13 or season 12, excuse me, ended.
So I won't spend too long on this, but I had my last match. It was one I was real nervous about. It was against this Killer Chaos team, 200 TB higher than mine. But I got some good intelligence that basically the guy could be scared off if you got aggressive enough. So I got 2 bribes. I just started fouling immediately, going after key pieces, just trying to intimidate him to back off. And basically it worked. I lost the match, which sucked, but I took no damage other than an MNG on one of the unskilled rotters. So I was happy to basically survive that. And my season was mixed, right? You could see I have a 5.26 record. I've got TD differentials a little bit negative, cash differentials a little bit positive. Rough going in Div 2. There's really good teams and coaches. But it was fun, and I'm happy with where my team is at. I'm whether I stay in Div 2 or I drop to Div 3, I think it should be able to perform.
Yeah, getting Avondale block to end of the season is pretty nice. Yeah.
Getting that there and getting that block Mighty Blow Pestilor to have a second blitz piece in case Biogenetic Revolution dies. Those were 2 big goals for the latter half of the season, and I was happy to get them done.
Yeah.
And the ex-wife is 1-2 SPP away from leveling, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh gosh. What do you even get on that?
You give her break tackle so that she can't be tied down by just swiping a skeleton or a zombie on her.
Oh yeah. Huh. Nurgle. That was the one thing we didn't have this season.
Pile on is what the ex-wife gets.
Pile on. Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus.
well, yeah, with move, it's a little bit better.
I could stand up.
Or if you get doubles, just do jump up first, and then you can get pile.
Get her the legend.
Yeah.
I do like how you referred to her as her. It is definitely the ex-wife.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and that's not my name. That was a market purchase.
Oof. So it's someone else's ex-wife.
Yes, that was Metal's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there was one season where it was noticed that there was nothing on the Nurgle market, and so he dumped his incredibly good team on it.
Yep.
And I was lucky enough to get one of the pieces.
I was gonna say that, and that might have single-handedly caused the demise of the market. I'm not sure. There's a reason. Yeah.
Not just my team, but the fact that
no.
there was a number of Nurgle teams that suddenly did really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
Your
was a
division
bunch
seemed
of-
pretty rough overall. My mentor was in it, Urs, with his lizard team, which got pretty demolished.
Lizards always like they do well until they run into a bunch of claw, and then they die.
which is around Div 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that happens for me on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Your team is set up to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got that set up to talk about towards the end for sure.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing I was going to mention is that I hope you stay in that division. You're mid-pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
But
Yeah.
that's something else we're talking about later, I think.
But I didn't look at Div 2 as far as like the movement up or down for that. I just looked at Tier 4. So yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm likely to stay, but it always depends on like they do a lot of like promotions to Div 2 based on playoff performance.
Yeah.
So if that goes like the wrong way for me, I could get shoved down. But I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Congrats on coming together in the end.
Surviving and all that.
Yes,
But yeah, that's
yeah.
enough about me. Let's talk about the 40.
Cool. Yeah. So to start out, we have the unfortunate end of Rats and Nim and Cross of the Empire, which we're assuming is going to be a admin tie, though nothing's been administered. So
Yeah, I asked Callisti because I thought that's the mod, right? I asked him about it, and he did not get back to me.
yeah, I think they might be busy with something. I don't know what that would be.
It's possible.
Yeah, playoffs are here, and yeah, I don't know if they'll end up doing anything with that or not. But we put it as 0-0 for this, and yeah, I'm gonna miss trying to pronounce these elf names. Not at all. Like the double minus agility lineman, whose name I'll never be able to pronounce.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So mismatch, not a lot to talk about here. We could talk about the teams like a tiny bit at the end review.
It's
Yeah,
just Relathron and Nalelwall.
Exactly. We should have like a translator on our recaps going forward, so that I don't mispronounce anything, including weird elf names. But yeah, we'll touch on these teams a little bit for the very end. But yeah, no match here.
We go on to something that actually was played.
Yeah, and yeah, we talked about this a little bit before we went live, but good final match for our Camry coach, and maybe typical match for David for your Wood Elves.
Yeah, for this season, it's very typical. All my armors failed. And Blodge was fake.
Yeah.
Well, I have that one piece with tackle, so
Singular piece.
How did you like Frenzy? Because this was the first match with Frenzy for Ultra Craig, right?
I remember. I think it only came into play.
Yeah, he
once,
rolled cows all the time. It didn't matter.
but I still.
And I had Fen.
Oh yeah.
Ultra Craig is the piece that I role play, so it has to be Frenzy.
Yeah.
It's got to be. He's a character at this point, so that was the only one that made sense, and I think it's mechanically the right choice for what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, yeah. There's no other piece with the movement to really like take advantage of it, and it's nice to have one.
Yeah, I think it may. You're gonna try to want to get Rathrin another level.
Yeah.
Well, a level at all. But because if she gets Mighty Blow, she can start to then develop a little bit more on her own, even. But yeah, Frenzy's great.
Mighty Blow is the next choice, and then probably guard for.
Yeah.
This is I really like this game. It was fun. Despite maybe what people would believe, I don't actually like maiming other teams, but I do. But I do. I do.
That's the best part of playing.
I was gonna say, especially Camry.
I do like turn 16 fouls though.
Because that was Retrisha, right? That's how
Respect
she got
that.
sent off.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're safest too. I had 2 armor busts on my last 2 games on Tomb Guardians this season, which was
Oh yeah.
That was like turn 3 or something too.
That was
Like,
early on. Yeah.
Yep, right away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I still got to play with 4. strength 5+ piece, even with considering. But
Yeah, what was still wild to me is how much team value you were able to start with, which I guess was the result of one of the Tomb Guardians being out. And so you were able to roll in with Ramtut and Sinbad.
Sinbad, which did really all he did was kind of try to help defend with 6 move. I never stabbed or.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't start with him in the game.
Yeah, as receiving.
Yeah.
I really wanted to win this game, and I thought that's like, the piece that would stop elves the most was that pass block stab for the armor on defense, to be able to mark who you put in deep, but I just never really came up like that. I recall.
Yeah.
Stab is not.
He's edgy too, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm not a
edgy
fan
2
of
pass. That's
the
awesome.
secret weapon on defense because it lets me pick when he gets off the field.
Yeah, if you can, you want to field the secret weapon on offense so you can kind of control the tempo of the drop, and that way you get to spend as many turns as possible with it, as opposed to like, especially against elves, who's like, oh, you
Yeah, 'cause I think I
secret
2-turn
weapon.
against
I'm just gonna 2-turn you,
Yeah.
and you will get to use him once.
That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, that's what I recall. He was in the game for not much.
It's a weird piece for that though, right? Like I can see like looking at the skill set and be like, defensive piece. But yeah, like the teams you would want a stab with, or stab and pass block on, are all those teams that are fast. Or I guess my team, but yeah.
I think you just use the sidestep to keep him marked, or like keep pieces marked with him, so like you can't push him away.
Oh,
that was my intention. So if you
And then then he's jump up so he can jump up stab stuff. I've never used. I don't play Khemri. I pretty much only play Wood Elves.
Cool. Anything else you all want to say about this match?
I was disappointed I couldn't get a complete wipe.
Jeez. Didn't you get one the match before on like turn 12?
I managed it against him. Why couldn't the camera?
Yeah. 26 armor breaks on 35 blocks was pretty frustrating. All I could think was like every time you got a POW, you got a stun.
Yeah.
Or a removal. And I was like, man.
It's giving the fans what they wanted.
Yeah. Didn't he just say earlier that he didn't want to maim other people? He's like, I don't want to maim other people's teams. But like, it just happens. It's like he's like, no, I want to wipe. I don't know. And you're like, oh, the true intentions come out. I see.
I just want a classy all KO win.
Classy.
But yeah, the game was okay. Like it was a close game, even though I had so many removals, which was kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
I'm also a masterful misclicker to keep.
That is true.
Exciting.
That was like turn 4 or something like that. You Tomb Guardian dodged.
Yeah.
Try to go past the tree roots.
We call that a rusty dodge. Rusty does that all the fucking time.
Yeah. I used to do like one a game for sure. I think I've calmed down a little bit, but it's just always a possibility. Cool. All right. Well, let's move on to the next match. Oh gosh. I don't really have too much to say. Peak Altitude played this really well. I actually, I put them on offense first and got Everest. I think I got a blitz and I got Everest. Missed next game like on turn 1 or 2. Actually, no, I didn't get a blitz, but yeah, I got that turn 1 or 2. It was like, oh, it's a good start, but then it was tight throughout. They just scored in turn 2, and then I just slowly ran the ball trying to avoid their wizard. And when they did wizard, it just bounced into like the perfect spot for me. So
Did you get 2 blitzes?
I might have.
I think you did. I remember watching it and being like, oh yeah, he's just gonna dice him, and then you got a blitz, and I was like, yep. And then I feel like later on, either got another one or you got like a perfect defense or something that was like, oh yeah.
Starting to sound, seem familiar. Yeah, it was pretty. they played it tight, but there's a lot of little things that went right. Certainly scatters and that sort of thing. Because they
That's
even
been my joke with space flying all season. Just dicing people.
I mean,
I get diced and he dices.
yeah. If you noticed in the top of the exit interview what that screenshot was from, which was it was just like in the background there, but it's the picture of all of your elves being knocked over from that pitch invasion, which was the most wild pitch invasion I've seen.
It was the most unbalanced pitch invasion.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have like 10 fan factor, which is crazy.
Right. But yeah, so yeah, just kind of like I just kind of slowed the game down on whenever I had the ball and tried to run it out, which ended up working out. And they didn't have much pieces by the end. They couldn't do a one turn, so I was able to.
Yeah, he was like too short.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, and we'll talk about their team. They did fill out. Derek and Ann did fill out an extra interview, so I can kind of read some of those off. Get some good answers. But yeah, I think as we've seen, there is a limit to how much loner elves can be helpful.
Yeah.
Wait, was it as imbalanced as the pitch invasion I got, where I had 5 guys knocked down, and the only one that got knocked down on the other team was the only guy based left in the game?
I think mine was 7-1.
It was worse.
Well,
it was so
pretty
worse.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it defined the game.
Yeah.
Well, mine did too.
Yeah.
It was like turn 1 though. Like from turn 1, I couldn't even play the game anymore.
Yeah, basically all his pieces were on one side, and everything that was in the back or on the line of scrimmage got stunned, and I was able to move my entire team into his pitch and grab the ball. And I think I got 2 scores in that first half because there was like another thing that went right.
Yeah, I think you did. That was a long time ago, but I think it
was.
Yeah. I don't think I think it was 2-0.
Oh yeah, I thought.
Or maybe it was 3-1.
Yeah.
I know you beat me by a lot.
Yeah, it might have been 3-1. I think you did get a score, but yeah. Well, pitch invasions. I don't think I saw another one all season. It was like all stored up right for that moment. So, all right, yeah. So next match.
It was 3-1.
Oh, thanks. There you go. Ponosaurus can't make it. But yeah, Pimp, who just went muted, so I wonder if he's getting his food or what.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, so this match I think we thought was going to be pretty scary with the Wolves, and they did do some damage, but
yeah,
I think Ponosaurus played weird.
Well,
I remember watching this game too and being like, that's not how he played against me.
I feel like Pone uses all of his good dice on dodging werewolves.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That was not a surprise. Yeah.
That's true. They did dodge a lot.
Those werewolves are so spooky.
Yeah, I was scared, but then all my dice said that was okay. That's pretty much the story of this game. He got really aggressive with his wolves, and they always kept dodging out, and then I hit the rest of his team.
Yeah. I missed the point in which the flesh golem died, but I imagine that was pretty frustrating.
It was early, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I thought it was later.
Okay. I can't remember.
A Blodge flesh golem is like the live longiest piece in the game, I feel like. It's like the piece you expect least to die too.
Yeah.
I remember it was pretty random. Like, I didn't really expect that to happen, but it did.
Was it on a pylon, or it was just kind of like boop?
I mean, I was using that to block a lot, so probably, but I don't know that I actually had to use the pylon. It was probably that piece that Peter Cook got 3 casualties that game. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember seeing in the Discord, Pone was pretty frustrated. I imagine with regen a bit, but also just couldn't get some bounces too.
I killed 2 zombies early, and they both regened, and then Flesh Golem did not have that same luck.
Yeah. All in a game that wasn't important to you for the standings. It was just keeping your team.
Yeah,
from
my
taking
goal is
damage.
to protect my team 100%.
Yeah,
The levels are great
Just
though.
smashed him. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
got a
got-
lot of good levels.
I got 4 levels because everything just smashed them.
yeah.
Pretty much.
They were all normals, right?
They're all normals. I took one of the Mighty Blow.
Took Mighty Blow.
Yeah,
Yep.
we promised to talk about suggested levels, but there's a sheet later that'll be a better
Okay.
where it shows his opponent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be, I think, better for talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so anything else you want to add to this Pimp, or,
No, I got real lucky on this one. That's pretty much the story here.
Yeah.
I didn't sustain any injuries except for one drink Charlie who got put on the line twice and died. That was his entire Blood Bowl career.
That's why he drinks.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
that's-
drink, I suppose.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
one
it's
drink
past
and
tense for sure.
signed up for Blood
Well,
Bowl.
you know, he maybe he's living on. He is on that team now. It just
Oh,
depends
that's
if he
true.
gets kept or not.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, he's not named Quintus, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get fired.
I feel like he's probably fired.
Spitefully fired.
Yeah. Maybe if I killed one of the zombies, he wouldn't have got fired, but they both regen.
He is not currently on the team.
Yeah. I figured that probably happened. That's why I was like, he might live on, but probably not.
Yeah.
I
literally
was just
spiked.
mindlessly wandering with no purpose.
Oh, man. That's pretty good. All
That's
right.
true. He's still alive. He's just or undead or whatever. He's a zombie. He's just not a zombie anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Well, I
retired.
mean, when they get fired, do they just get like de-necromant? Like, do
Oh.
they just fall to the like the necromant is like, nah, you're gone.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know. That's.
I guess we'll have to get the
question.
full story from Pwn later.
Yeah. Yeah. Can explain the necromancy ways. Oh man, yeah. So this match, I watched a bit of, but I didn't see the full thing. But Gojira,
I watched this
how's
one
it?
too.
Oof.
How was it from your perspective?
Oof. It was all skill. Chalk shots. No, I'm sorry. It was really just like he didn't get a ton of claw hits besides blitzes, but like they were not working for him at all. Like
yeah.
he got one injury on a black orc, which was significant at the time, but in the grand scheme of things, it did not really mean anything.
Mhm.
It was like, I don't know, he went on offense first, and just like pretty much what happened is I threw a pretty like limp dick fireball at him, like it hit him and did nothing essentially, but it did knock down one of his guys. And he also, what he did was he like baited me in sort of way. He was like, oh, I'm gonna put like my claw guy and my like agi up guy in all like one area and see if I can get a fireball. And it was like, okay, well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, like, oh, might as well. Because like the thing
Yeah.
is that like even if it failed like it did, if I got one knockdown,
Yeah.
I was kind of at that point where I was just like, okay, I have enough block or enough guard
Yeah.
that I maybe can just herp dirt my way through this game and just kind of throw myself at him. And if he can't knock me down or at least injure enough guys, it's gonna be really tough for him to get away. And it sort of worked. Like it worked enough to the point where he had to score with 3 turns left for me to counter score. But it wasn't like I don't know. His block dice were pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like, his block dice were pretty not great.
Yeah.
You basically just outguarded him, and he didn't have any good blocks really. He
Yeah.
ended up having to take a lot of like 1 dice and red dice.
Yeah, and Gwei Li was just a monster that game. He like
Yeah,
took out like I think 3 dudes.
like in a row. It
Yeah.
was like all in the first half, right?
No, he took out like I think a couple, and then he took out Hessenite, which was like the other killer. It was like his counterpart, Chaos Warrior. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I really don't like Hessenite with piling on. I don't like Chaos Warriors with pile on. I liked him a lot
it
better.
does
with
take
Stand
it does take a little control away from you if you decide. But he didn't pile on. He piled on like once, I think.
That's why I don't like it, because
Exactly.
it's too important to pile on with.
Yeah.
And it's easy enough to get a goat with pile on and claw. Obviously,
I mean,
he doesn't
it's-
have one, but
Because he's
Yeah.
dying. It
Yeah.
hasn't been too easy for
because he
him.
doesn't blitz with the goats, because he always blitzes with Hessenite.
Well, yeah.
And then he doesn't
Right.
pile on because it's a warrior and he can't have it on the ground because it'll get fouled.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
you
a
do.
really weird like dichotomy between orcs and chaos. Is that like generally chaos should just beat the crap out of all your important stuff, but the rest of chaos's team is essentially if you're hitting with mighty blow AB7. So like you still like if you get more blocks in, you should be able to try to even out those odds, even though claw palm is just like so good.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't even like. and I don't know. This last part of the season, I was just playing weird because I just wanted to kind of shove in people's faces. My season was over.
Yes, you did.
You know? So I was just like, oh, like, you know, I'm not even trying to like score aggressively. I'm just gonna sit here and pummel him, maybe ruin his team. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're just like sitting there, just
You almost did.
You totally.
Well, luckily for him, none of those injuries were meaningful besides the death. You know?
Yeah,
and
it's a
which got the MVP.
Death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which got the MVP and leveled. But it was a player with a niggling injury, so its time was now. I
Yeah, that's
guess.
why I didn't apple it, because it had a niggle. So he's like, well, I can't apple it.
Yeah.
Got a niggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
Nothing makes Nuffle more angry than using an Apo on a niggled piece.
Yeah, it just goes to dead or to like
I
a
will say
minus
though,
strength.
if I didn't get that like pretty unlikely like 3-turn scored, I probably would have played second half a little differently.
Yeah, that you hadn't mentioned, that had him almost as tilted as any of these like removals and stuff. He was so frustrated, which I think can understand.
He
but
gets tilted very easily.
yeah, it's and I could understand the frustration there. But yeah, that was really nice to be able to pull that together, even if it
I
was
think it was
extremely
like
lucky.
a 30% score too, so it wasn't even like
If I had the reroll, I don't think it's too much to complain. Like they're okay odds, like to get that, but like without the reroll, it was really just kind of like hey, like middle fingers going into the end zone, you know. But
Here I will be right back.
Cool.
I don't know, because I would have been a lot more aggressive. Like I would have wanted to score earlier.
to get the tie.
Yeah, because then it would have been kind of a ball game because he would have probably had a little more dudes because we wouldn't have sat there scrum the entire time, him losing guys.
Yeah.
So it would have been a closer game for sure if I hadn't pulled that out.
Yeah.
And I kind of honestly, if I'm being real honest, I kind of wanted the tie because everybody was hyping up. They're like, "Oh yeah, look how impressive it'd be if he got 9 ties." And I'm like, I mean, I'm probably not going to go up in standings if I get a win anyway. So I was like,
right. Yeah, no, I was looking through the other divisions to see if there's anybody else doing ties as much as you, and it really just was Herringzord, who I think managed to get 10.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, because he got the apparently there's some record, which I don't even know what the official one was. I just know that he broke it. So I think he would have been in line for either at least tying it, right? Tying the tie record, which would have been cool, but yeah.
Herringzord only got 9 ties.
Oh, what?
Oh,
He might not know then. We should all ping him right now. I'm sure he's doing nothing, and let him know. But no, it was
not like he lives in Europe or anything.
yeah. But no, I mean, you did the same thing with. You mentioned this, but you did the same thing with my match too, where you're just like, okay, I got the tie. Now try to like get this ball away from me, and you just like were punching my runners, even though they weren't near the play, and I was like, what the? I realized way too late that you weren't gonna try to make a break for it.
Oh no! Like I just threw guys out there. I was like, hey, he's keeping guys in safety. So I mean, if he thinks he's scoring, that's great. You know?
Yeah. So a similar result here, except you're really putting the screws in on the injuries and removals.
Yeah, I could imagine that. Like at the end there, it's just like one after the other. It's just like oof. It's just the morale blow. Below.
Well, and all that Kaz on what, like 16, 15 armor breaks. So not just KOs happening.
His injured extra garbage.
Yeah. So and tough because obviously he wanted to be able to get the win. Though I think for a little bit it gave him hope getting the tie, because there was at least a shot that Flyboys wouldn't pull it out. But
I think everyone expected that to go Lepto's way though.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
Well, that's all I have to say. Really, I mean, I don't know.
I just wanted to slip in there on the Claw Palm Chaos Warriors front. First place in G-Man 1, Team Fantastic would disagree with you.
Yeah.
They got 4 of those bad boys.
Yes. And there, I mean, I think people are trying to have that same argument with them, and like I think I saw that in the playoff Discord. It's like, look, in first place, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Didn't Sage beat Jimmy?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, ruined the
he was
the perfect
undefeated
season.
until he lost to Sage. Yeah.
Chaos on chaos violence.
The reverse Gojira, who was undefeated from week 1.
That's great. Yeah.
Sad.
So close.
I can almost taste
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so here we have next one, which was hyped as the match of the week, and I think delivered. Obviously, somebody had to come out on the short end of the stick, and this
one was crazy.
Yeah, very entertaining to watch. I think we did like a pretty handful of us did the stream on this one.
Yeah, there was like 4 of us.
Yeah, I went back and watched it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought you were a good sport to come on the stream at the end and let us pepper you as, people had just like been watching from the skybox and be like, I'd do this, I'd do that. But
yeah, no, that's, I don't mind like talking about, what's going on or whatever.
Yeah,
explaining some of my reasoning.
Hey, Troxbur's here, 35 minutes late. Thank you.
Oh, we just got done talking about your match.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to rewind on that, and we'll talk about.
I probably won't go watch it again either because I lived through that garbage once, and I don't really need to see it again.
Yeah, we got to see your stream of it, which was great.
Yes, yeah,
a lot of fun. I think we know your opinion on how that went.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be talking about we'll be going through all the teams after we get done talking about the matches as far as how they shaped up for the end and what next season's looking like for them. So, but yeah, Goblins that deck, and actually, yeah, I think it was Trox, David, Kodiak, and I were all on the stream for this, and yeah, it was a barn burner. So yeah, Tim, if you want to, pick up where you were talking about.
I forgot where I was.
If Tim had drawn this game, then I'd be in the Challengers Cup. So, but he screwed it up the end. So.
I mean, that was a very long game, and trying to set up for that one turn was like as I hit accept, I was like, wait, shit, I was supposed to put the Jugs tackle guy in the middle of the field for just this reason.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it while he was setting up, and then I went and did my setup and completely forgot. And then I remembered as soon as the kickoff event happened. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's the worst. Well, like you said, it just felt like a very, very intense match throughout.
It was definitely an intense match.
Yeah, Clown Thulu, how are you feeling after, took a lot of armor breaks, but still...
I thought your setup at the end there was great, and if we ever play again, we should have an exact mirror of that setup. But yeah, no, that was it was a really stressful game. After watching the stream that you guys did of it, I definitely noticed some stuff where I was like, oh, I could have did something better there and not have been put in such a bad position. But watching again, you definitely put me in some really tough positions there, trying to move the ball up the field in the second half. But
you did a really good job of protecting your strength 4 guys, because I really wanted to punch them, I just never got the chance, and B, protecting the ball, because I had a bunch of times where I maybe could have gone for a shot at the ball, but then my recovery options would have just been garbage. Yeah. So I didn't try. I was like, I'll just try to remove another couple of elves, and maybe we'll get a shot in another turn or two.
Yeah. I think when I was doing some of my setups, and the times that I was actually able to think it out and wasn't just like scrambling to set up some sort of defense, I was like, all right, how can I leave it so like it's just tempting enough to bring your gutter runner into punching range, but you never really took the bait, which is probably a good thing on your side.
Yeah.
That you just kind of stayed safe and screened. But yeah, as for like protecting my strength 4, I felt really confident about it before I lost like 7 players or whatever to fouling injuries and all that crap. I was like, oh my god, make the fouling stop.
Yeah, your AB7 really cracked this game.
I mean, that was my whole plan. Was okay. I'm gonna take 3 linos and 2 bribes, and I'm going to foul literally every turn that I can.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. That was definitely a good plan.
The all Kaz armor brace was also pretty nice. No, oh, I scored and 2 elves stood up. It's just like, nope, they're just gone.
As a fouling fan, I feel like having move 7 really makes it such a big difference too. You can get so many more pluses on those rolls having those.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get a couple of dudes, even if they have to like go around a guy. They have the movement for it.
And you end up less out of position, like for like the next turn, right? You can reposition to be in a place where it's like, if I try to gang up on people like that, it's like, well, the Nurgle Warriors are never going to get back. Where they
and everyone just kind of runs away from the Nurgle or the Chaos Dwarves. I think Skaven definitely has the best fouling game. Because their linemen are cheap and they're fast.
Next to goblins, at least.
Yeah, next to goblins.
Yeah.
Or ogres, I guess.
Yeah. I think, like, stereotypically, though, because the gutter runners get so hyped up, you don't hear about the fouling as much. I think that was something that I learned this season watching Tim, you play these Skaven, was like, they can be a really down and dirty team, which, like, makes them more appealing to think about ever re-rolling to them.
Yeah, you definitely showed me that when I played Skaven last, I did not foul enough.
A couple plus strengths makes it nice too.
That helps out.
And the natural one turner.
Yes. Yeah, and the natural one turner, and the recovery guy I had for like half of the season.
Kiki.
Kiki was.
He was a monster.
Kiki died.
Yeah,
I fouled him like 7 times our game.
Yeah, you gave him the
cackles and orc
niggle or the armor break. One of those, I think.
The first niggle, I think I gave him his niggle.
Yeah, and then somebody else gave him an armor break later. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fire him because he's still really good at his job. But I guess if he dies, he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he died, and I was like, well, okay.
It was Furious Fred who killed him too. It's pretty great.
Oh yeah, man.
Just MVP Furious Fred.
That stream was very fun to watch. But yeah.
Yeah, I know with your Skaven, like gutter runners are normally my target anytime I face Skaven, but I definitely made those Storm Vermin a target, and it never worked, even with my Mighty Blow guys. I was really open. Like I knocked him down a few times with Mighty Blow, and every time I was like, "Oh come on, just get one."
I think you rolled a bunch of like close to armor breaks too, like 6 and 7s.
Yeah, like if it would have been a gutter runner, I would have got him. But that one higher AV.
Yeah. No, there's like both of them out.
Of course, I played Tim in the very first match of this season, and that little shit Triform cutter just kept slapping the ball a little.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, except for that one time we actually saw foul appearance.
The very first and only time that foul appearance actually worked.
Was that the only time this season?
No, it worked against me once.
To be fair, Little Lump only got hit like maybe 12 times in 13 games. So
okay.
Yeah, and probably 6 of those times were against me and Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, anything else about this match, or should we move on? I think there's.
I'll just say that dodge on Belikos Swift is very nice. That's a very nice piece. Like
dodge on
the
elf piece.
Straight thumb guard.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to do that like I know on the stream you mentioned that you would do a vanity pass towards the end there because he was 50 out of 51, and I sat there for like a good 5 to 10 seconds really thinking about this. I fail one of these rolls and lose the game because of it.
Oh, we would have loved it.
I got MVP on him anyway, so
Yeah.
Worked out.
Yeah, really nice going into the postseason for sure.
Yeah, good luck in the postseason, all you guys.
Do you get your missed next games cleared before the challenger?
Yes.
Or no?
You can, yeah, you should.
Yeah, you just have to request it.
oh,
they'll clear
I
those.
should do that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Hop into after this. Hop into the ask for an admin channel. What is it called?
Help! I need an admin or something like that.
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
It's at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've asked something in there before. Okay, cool. I'll definitely have to do that thing because I've been sitting here planning on being like below team value against these chaos scores.
Okay.
Although now I'm kind of wondering if I'd rather want to have the wizard or not. But I think that you guys said we were talking about that at the end, so
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's move in. I think the next match is actually Flyboys, which he's running late. Looks like.
Yeah. It looks like he's hit traffic or something. And
Okay.
I think we just covered.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think the story here is that loner armies only get you so far, which we saw a lot this season. And
Makes me sad I had to play against the loner army before it was a loner army.
yeah. Well, a lot of people
There's only
did.
4 loners when I played him.
Yeah. It's. I mean,
All right.
he went through.
I played against the Loner Army and still barely beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Chaos,
It was a tough
I think,
match.
has a harder time playing against the loner army because he just dodges away still. Where I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I'm not gonna lie. Unless he made that Agi 5-up dodge into my cage, I probably would have continued pounding him into the dirt. But yeah, City Slickers are like, they're just like, oh, like I'm gonna do nothing for most of the game, then do something really important, and now it's like actually a game, you know?
Yeah.
I was really happy to be a part of the reason this became a loner army team.
Yeah, because it was like partially a decision, right? Because he had pieces and then he's like, nah.
Yeah, he had good pieces. And he lost his.
I think
streak
I killed some.
2 out of 3 weeks or something like that. Like he lost one, got it, like bought a new one, and then lost it right after the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was the tree, double tree death.
He's also the guy who doesn't take wizards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, oh, I'm playing wood elves, but I'll be honorable.
Yeah.
I'll not take
strategic
wizards.
about
Yeah, I have
who's taking
700
the-
inducements. I'm not going to take a wizard.
Yeah.
I have
It's a weird
opinions
choice.
about the wizard, but like when you have that many inducements, you throw the fucking wizard in there.
Yeah,
Right,
especially because
right.
the wizard is like the best inducement
Yeah.
for an elf
They
team.
put out in the newest edition of Blood
I
Bowl.
mean,
Well, there's this one
I
inducement
think
that
it
lets you
depends
bribe
on
the ref.
your.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I
That's
think
not as
it
good
depends
for an
on the
elf-
situation.
For an elf team.
Yeah.
With an Agi 5 thrower.
Yeah.
All right, lads, I'm gonna have to.
I don't take
for a little bit. I might be back, but
Okay.
I'll try to join you in chat. Maybe I can answer some questions at the end in chat if I don't
Yeah.
get back.
Cool, but thank you for hanging out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
thanks.
for joining.
Same
Thanks a
as-
lot.
Enjoyable talking with you, and see you.
Yeah.
I think City Slickers would have liked the bribe better because they had 2 expulsions against me. That was when they had a real team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was how he was used to play. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody else's experience was that. I see 2 expulsions in this game, so
Yeah. That's part of like their MO, regardless of team. They really believe in the
He
fouling
didn't
game.
foul against me.
Oh.
He got a lot of stab removals,
Oh.
and then he got a man advantage early, so he was just able to like outblock me a bunch.
I'm not a huge
I fought against
fan
him
of
twice and
fouling
it didn't
as
work.
wolves.
Yeah, I got a dirty player elf now, and I haven't got to use it yet.
I think that's a bad choice.
I mean, it's a lineup.
Like I think it's an
one game.
actively bad choice. Like not just like I think it's like an okay but suboptimal choice. I think it's actively bad.
Yeah, my plan was to use it against the Khemri because I was like, oh, how do you fight AV9 decay? Well, you just foul it. and it didn't quite work out.
Was that in? Was that in?
Because you have to put the strength 5 guys on the ground first.
Yeah, I mean that's not impossible when you have 2 guards.
And you had a tree.
I had a solid game plan behind it. It just didn't work because he got 3 removals in the first 3 turns.
I played him in week 11, and he got 3 Kazs against me, and I got a Kaz against myself. And I got no Kazs against him.
Oh my gosh.
And I won 1-0 because I got a bunch of knockouts.
Yeah.
Because he can't pick up the ball.
Right.
Yeah. That throw was...
That's why I can't play Kemri. The 75% chance to get the ball just kills me.
Oh no, I'm
He's
talking about the
Wood
City
Elves.
Slickers.
Yeah.
Oh, the City Slickers. Okay.
Yeah.
I got not a single Kaz against them.
Oh my god.
I don't. You might have got 1 cast against me.
I had
Our game was weird though.
I had 23 Kazs this season, and I had 36 against me. As chaos against a bunch of AB-17s with 5 Mighty Blow pieces and at least 1 or 2 claw pieces.
Yeah.
Crocs, if it makes you feel any better, there was in another league I'm in. There was I was playing Chaos one time, and first game of the season, I'm up against Wood Elves. I quad skull my first action, and just proceed to get completely outbashed by Wood Elves.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The entire game.
I know how that goes.
Man.
Now there is a happy ending to this story because I beat them in the finals. So
nice.
Season, but that was extremely cathartic.
Yeah.
You're gonna win the playoffs next year, Trax. You used up all your ones and all your bad rolls.
Yeah, that's how dice work.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, law of averages.
Yeah, reversion to the mean.
Cool. Well, yeah. I'll suffice to say this match, was very much what we expected. I think it started out close, but then ended up being exactly where we thought it'd be, which ended up clinching the 3rd place Challengers Cup spot. So for that, we've got our leaderboard, which I think most of us are familiar with.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and.
Now.
Heartbreakingly close.
Yes, yeah.
Team Brewers way out in front, and then this pack of 4. That's just all right there.
Yeah, the Brewers really made a comeback. Like I'll admit, like mid-season and even going towards late season, like I did not expect.
Yeah, week 5, I was like,
nowhere, and it's like that was impressive.
I thought Tim and Conthuli were gonna make a fun of it.
Like that was the plan. Then I had like 2 straight losses to end the thing. I lost to Gojira just because. That was awful. It's like a complete repeat of last season.
Yeah.
You had a pretty good stretch there at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't really have very many games where I was out of it. The only game where I really felt like I was out of it the whole game was against Trox.
There were a couple games where I felt like I just got completely robbed. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't mean to. This is gonna sound really bad, but
no offense taken.
I'm really annoyed I lost to OP Cubby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like nothing I did that game worked. And
yeah, I lost to him too, which I was.
And it's just like he was doing things for like no good reason. I'm just like watching it like, God damn it, Nuffle, why are you doing this to me?
He should
I
get rid of his
needed
Rat
a
Ogre.
blitz not to lose to that.
Yeah, he should get rid of his Rat Ogre. He makes a lot of bad choices with his Rat Ogre.
He should honestly get rid of the entire team.
Yeah. If he keeps the team, he should get rid of the Rat Ogre. If not, he should probably not play Skaven.
I don't think he's keeping the team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no draw to keeping the team. Like, he doesn't even have the one turner anymore.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I forgot.
Like, that's just like,
it got decimated.
yeah, it's like there's just not even anything left to the team.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a legacy. That's what's left.
I mean, you can just delete the team and rename it the same thing. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Or a grammatically correct version of it.
Oh.
That one's probably
We never brought that up.
Probably take it. It's probably
that one is
taken, yeah.
probably already taken.
Yeah.
That goddamn apostrophe.
You're
Say that
throwing
it.
shade.
No,
The
he's
guy
saying,
lost 2-1 the division.
yeah. No, he's saying, come at me.
I played really bad in some games, and then I feel like other games I just got dice. Like I feel like there's 4 games that there's no way I could have won them, and then there's like 4 games I could have either won or tied if I didn't make a really bad decision, like giving up a 4-man fireball on turn 0.
Oh man. I think I have a video of that somewhere.
Yeah, you do. You have videos of all of the stupid stuff that happened. Like, yeah. And then, like, in the game against Space Lion, like, if I didn't get pitch invasion 7-1.
Oh, it would have been
and
completely
then if I
different.
didn't fail a leap into a death, like,
Oh, yeah.
like both of those things just, like, swung the game so much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, same thing, I think, yeah, as what Tim was saying, too. Just, like, some matches just, yeah, Nuffle just said no. And that was that. Cool. Well, yeah, I don't think we need to dig into this too much. But so now we can start shifting a little bit towards season 13. And I mentioned this at the top, but did dig into a lot of data because I was having a very data-filled week where I just wanted to deal with hard, cold numbers. And looked at all the Tier 4 teams from last season and tracked whether they got promoted to Tier 3. There's also, obviously some that got promoted to Tier 2, but those were ones that performed either in the main playoffs or Challengers Cup. But for this slide in particular, this is kind of focusing on the bubble. So what this is showing is the top Tier 4 teams that didn't get promoted. So this was kind of like the edge of that bubble between Tier 3 and Tier 4. So you can kind of get a sense of like what, based on your own ranking, where you're kind of sitting as far as potential for going up to Tier 3. So the blue are all the rankings and then the points from that season. And you'll see a few familiar faces on there. Our very own Clown Thulu had 19 points, so was ranked 7th last season. A couple other teams that stayed in Div 4 or Tier 4 and did really well, such as Primal Concrete Sledge, had a great season this season, finished 2nd. I think all Foals and Goblins was actually part of the playoff start to playoffs this season. So these teams that ended up being on the bubble ended up staying, ended up also, some of them ended up doing really well. But you can kind of see like 7, 8, 9 there's still a potential for going up to Tier 3, and then everything that was above that, 6 through 1 made it up at least 1 tier.
Right.
Yeah, I know the guy that took like first tier last year in 4D made it up to Division 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, I was in Div 4 last year, and now I'm in Div 2. Guy from Space Lion's old division last season went from 4 to 2, and is now going to the playoffs from that. So definitely see that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, this was kind of the trend line as far as where they seem to make the distinction. Again, this was last year, so they may, and last year was the first year that they went tier to tier. If any of you had teams before all this, we used to have divisions all the way to 10. It was wild. I don't know. It was fun. I mean, there was
it felt looser how like moving between divs.
Yeah, and like there was a lot of, well, you didn't have a great season, but like your 1800 team value, so we're just gonna leave you in Div 3.
Right. Yeah.
Like your season wasn't, you weren't the bottom of the division. And we have some people moving up and a bunch of people in Div 1 rerolls, so people are moving up there. And like we'll just leave you in 3 or whatever for
On the
this
other side of that coin, my previous Chaos team that was known for just dying all the time was the last team that got promoted to REL 2 in the last season of all this division. And I just got my ass kicked because I had like
Troxford's is not allowed to have Chaos Warriors.
No. My killer was AV6 with 2 niggles, and he still had 2 great seasons of killing things with that. But yeah, that was Garosha. There was no way that I deserved to be in Division 2, but I was the last team standing from Division 4 the previous season, so they threw me up there.
Yeah.
So that was the other side. It's like that was I wouldn't have survived in any division I was in, but Division 2 I just got.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's dead. Time to reroll.
I was super annoyed the one year they were gonna put Arabi somewhere else. And then some guy came back.
Yeah.
And he had like he was fun having with his Chaos team. Because he had like all the weird skill choices, and he's like, "Oh no, we're gonna give him a thing off the market; it'll be fine." And he grabs like the Leap Chaos Warrior, and I'm just like, "They're putting you in Div like 2 or whatever. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are they doing this to him?"
Yeah.
I was happy to get out of Arabi's
and then he, I was super happy because I wasn't going to be in Arabi's division. And then they bumped him back down to make room for this guy who, like, his first game was against a better Chaos team, and he died. And
I remember that, and that was like, a big controversy. Like okay, I'm not in Arabi's division, and now I am again.
Yeah. Well, but like not only that though, like, what did that guy do to the admins? Like that they like, hey, this will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was in my div, Arabi, this year, and his team was nowhere near the standards of like other kill teams in the div.
Well,
like he couldn't do much to me because I just like based him up.
3 seasons ago,
three seasons ago, he was like amazing, and then he took a bunch of injuries.
Yeah. He used to be incredible.
Like, like he used to have like 5 level 6 claw palm chores, and he just had the button taped
about the ball.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, he almost completely erased my Underworld team that year that we were all in it together. I think Tim and Troxford. Yeah, it was.
I got lucky against him. None of his shit worked against me in the game I played against him. It's just like, oh, thank goodness I got out here. I got out with like maybe an MNG, and that was it.
Yeah, I got like almost pitch cleared by him that year, I think, but nothing like super serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like all badly hurts and KOs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've been lucky.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it seems like, I mean, yeah, so I think all that to say is it does seem like this has a little bit more logic behind it, and it's like there is more back and forth versus like just kind of, like you were saying, Trox, where it's just like, well, or even you, Tim, it was like, well, you're at this TV level, so we'll just move you up, I guess. Whereas it's like, no, you gotta perform in order to be able to like go up. Because I think like Arabi had a rough season this season. He's probably coming down to Div 3 if he's keeping his team. I don't know, but
That's the thing
No,
about
the
the
flip
challenges.
side. The flip side of that, though, is that you don't get the like 2000 TV not Underworld Necro. That's where I'm looking for. In like Div 4E or whatever. With the like half the div is like, oh, it's my second season.
Right.
Like, so I mean, there's pros and cons.
Yeah,
there's something to that. Like I was a third season Nurgle team when everyone else was second season in my div last year, a season, and people did not like that. They found that unfun to play against.
But that's the other thing is like last year.
That's just Nurgle in general.
Sure.
I mean, Goatwork last year was in A-Grain's division, 5, whatever it was, 5B.
Oh, yeah.
And A-Grain won the whole thing, got bumped for Division 1.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You get into that Challengers Cup, and you may be in Division 4 this year, but if you get a good, I don't know what, if there's automatic, but if you get to the semifinals, the quarterfinals, you could go up to Division 2 regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then do those go first, and then we get promotion and relegation? I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be in charge of that at all.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and one of the things I did a little bit of extra tracking, not to like dig into this too much, but as far as performance for teams that got moved up into that second tier or into that third tier. And while I generally saw teams, it was still pretty average. Like you had teams in that second tier that did really well. You had teams in that go to that second tier from tier 4 that just bombed out. But overall, it still was like about average as far as placement. Those teams were like 7 or 8 on the median as far as rank.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, Blood Bowl's kind of a bad game to try to track that, just because it's so dice dependent.
Ones and sixes.
Like it's. I feel like Blood Bowl is like a 65% game. Where like if you win 65% of the time, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think C. Arnold, he was the guy that was doing the ELO.
Yeah.
I think his prediction is like 63% or something like that, which is pretty good.
Huh.
That just shows there's a large dice variance.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Let's move in.
Once again, proving that Blood Bowl is the asshole of games.
Shall we play it?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know what that makes us, but we keep coming
I always
back.
thought doing Blood Bowl with D8s would be interesting.
Oh man. Oh man.
To stretch the variance.
This
a
is.
Yeah.
Let's not dive into that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to. I mean, I could talk about that, but
Like it certainly makes elves better.
oh man.
But it also changes armor rolls.
Well, speaking of elves, that probably could have used a D8. So we're gonna go through. We're just gonna review each of the teams, and for teams that we're pretty certain are gonna reroll, which is most. I'd say a handful of these teams at the bottom we're pretty certain.
Sure.
Pandito was talking about possibly doing halflings or something next season. So we don't.
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh
right?
no! Oh, don't do that.
Every Blood Bowl player goes
Like
through
you
that stage.
think you think it's gonna be? Oh, I'm gonna have a fun time, not caring about about my team because I'm gonna lose anyway. But no, it's just your team just doesn't function mostly.
Right.
And
I think
it's just not interesting.
Yeah, especially after like 3 games, you're like, okay, the novelties wore off. Now I want to actually have a chance to win, and I can't.
Now I want to play a real
halfling.
team, and I'm stuck playing halflings for the remaining 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play them inside events.
Yeah.
I think if you want,
exactly.
I think if you want to play halflings, then what you should play is Underworld Denizens, which is like
Yeah, an actual good, almost stunty team.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't. Call
I don't know
them
that
good.
Underworld's actually good.
Yeah.
It's good for the first season.
Yeah, they second-ish. Yeah.
It's good for like 2/3 of the second season.
Yes, that was my experience with them.
At which point, like everybody else has ways to deal with your bullshit, and suddenly
Yeah.
you're not good anymore.
Yeah.
Once tackle and Mighty Blow gets everywhere, you're like, oh, never mind. I don't want to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I go back?
I would recommend he doesn't play an
Yeah, they're like
EV17.
Amazons in that sense.
Yeah.
Play.
Say that again, David.
Oh, an AV17. I think you should try like a Dark Elf or even like a Chaos or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Dark Elf is like the I don't want to like sound rude, but it's like the team that you can play to learn the game, because you have like, if you make bad position, you can dodge. You have good ball handling. You have AV8. Like you have a lot of good.
And they can. I would say they can also scale up pretty well too.
Yeah. It's definitely like a team that can get really good with skills too, but it's also like, I feel like a good like, I want to learn how to play the game so I can position kind of shitty and still I have some fast pieces, I have some slow pieces.
I think humans are better for that.
I don't like humans.
I like humans a lot.
I mean,
just because they have 4 blitzers.
I don't personally like humans, but I think they're a good team for learning the game.
Yeah, I guess like it's harder to fix. Like you can't dodge as well with them. Would be my thought. Like if you make a bad choice, you're kind of stuck with a bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it depends a bit on the coach. Like if you know the person, like what do they want to do, right? Like orcs can be fine if it's someone who's going to want to base up and hit every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dark Elves are good if they want to be like mobile and doing like pinpoint strikes. That's just what sort of game.
But I mean, like orcs and humans are the classic learning teams.
Yeah, the beginner box set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think playing halflings would be miserable for an entire season.
Yeah, I mean, give yourself a chance after getting brutalized this bad. Like, I think, it's just gonna escalate the salt to keep going in that direction.
And I think he's a newer coach too. Wasn't he in the ramp up last season?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ooh.
So I don't know how many games he's played outside of that.
I thought that was Opie.
That was Opie Cubby. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had a season.
Trauma will push you to play halflings.
Okay.
yeah. Trauma. But I do think still like probably newish, based on like some of the things that they were doing. Like some end of turn wizard stuff that I was a bit surprised by. But all that to say, one thing I did want to point out was like when we did the pre-cap for this team, they had so many beautiful stat up pieces, and we were like,
I mean, they've still got some stat up pieces.
They still do, yeah.
Yeah, this team you can make an argument for keeping.
Yeah, but you got to get rid of some of these.
Yeah, you get rid of the double niggle, the double agi bust, and you keep the rest of the team, and you rebuild it.
Yeah. But like it's a long road to rebuild, and I can totally see just starting it over.
Yeah, and I really worry about rebuilding seasons with like 80 seconds. It's so easy.
Yeah, because if you implode, it just sucks.
I mean, elf loners are fine.
Yeah.
Like hell, I played the first half of this season with 2 to 3 loners every game on rats, and it's like rat loners are worse than elf loners.
Yeah, that's true. And that's part of why you fire a couple pieces, right? Because effectively a journeyman is better than a double AG busted lineman without loner.
Yeah. Or
the double niggle
guy. That guy's job is to get hit.
Guard.
Oh, you mean Harathian? Yeah.
Yeah, like his job is literally to take hits and he just dies.
Oh, he's taking them. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't get that guy off the field when I played him.
I
think I might have given him the second niggle.
I think you did, and then I was like, oh, he's got 2 niggles and an armor buff. I'm just gonna blitz him every turn, and I couldn't knock him down. I was like, this is
Yeah. I think I gave that agi bust one the second agi bust. So that's my trophy.
Right, but I think we dragged this team through the mud.
Yeah,
it was unfortunate, and
good luck to Pandito in the future.
Indeed. So here's peak altitude. They have said they're re-rolling, and while there are some bones to this team, I think they Well, they didn't really
Yeah.
give a reason, but yeah.
I mean,
I think he's just
not-
tired of the team.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like it is admittedly hard doing the T-self strategy of having, I'm just going to play with 5 real boys and 6 loners every game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
if that other agi up, or if his agi up was on a positional rather than alignment, I'd probably keep the team. Because if he
Yeah.
had an agi 5 Mighty Blow
Oh man.
blitzer,
Yeah.
or an agi 5 Mighty Blow catcher, I'd
Catcher
be
or
like, oh yeah,
something.
I'm keeping this team.
Yeah.
Right.
But because it's on alignment and he got the guard, like
Yeah.
that
I
piece is
mean,
gonna
that's
die.
what you take there is
Yeah,
Right.
you definitely take the guard, but that piece is just gonna die because it's a
You're
guard.
not gonna keep the team over that piece because of
Yeah.
alignment.
I think the other thing here too is like they came into this season short-handed, or at least on pieces, and they didn't have these skills, but it's still like this was their rebuilding season, and this is what they've got.
Yeah,
So-
he didn't rebuild.
Yeah. So like that's enough for me to be frustrated and be like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So their answers, they answered the exit interview, and they said the most fun match that they had this season was against Rats and Nim, which was, I think,
Like 6
that was,
touchdown blowout.
Yeah. It was 3-3. It wasn't a blowout, but it was
Blowout.
but it was 6 touchdowns.
Oh, that was a like really close, like crazy game where
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what happened.
Wasn't there it was like 2 scores and like between like 15 and 16 or something?
That sounds right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said for the saddest loss that they sustained, gamer player, they just wrote ha 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 ha, which might have been my favorite answer.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that particular mountain.
Yeah.
Right.
The collective, all of you. They were all sad losses.
Yes. Yeah. And then what their greatest achievement for the season, ending with less team value than they started with. So
In the rebuilding season.
yes. So yeah, I think they did well to like keep things competitive throughout, but yeah, they just had, I think, a tough time trying to be elves, as the minus 30 CAS differential can attest to.
Who had the largest minus CAS differential?
Did you give a trophy
That's
call
it.
out to
That's
that?
it. Let me see.
I'm on bb2leaguemanager.com, and it was
It was Cross of the Empire had the worst cast
5
differential.
to 52.
Yeah, I didn't want to kick
Oh
the
my gosh.
teams that much.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten to it yet, but there are some.
I mean, everybody else has, so why not?
Yeah. Minus
God.
47. That's a lot.
That's so
Yeah.
bad.
So,
All right.
yeah, our bottom 2 teams, some beat up elves.
Well,
Yeah.
bottom 3.
On to something totally different.
I think all of our elves were beat up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. This one was fun. I'm glad you fit this picture in here, Kodiak. So I went to watch this replay, and Blood Bowl 2 does this thing apparently where they don't. So this was before the coin toss. So like if you do a replay, it sets it up way in advance. And the loners weren't on the pitch because they're not part of the team. So like they were just all standing on the sideline where Walnut, or sorry, not Walnut, but Noble Willingham and Bruno were just sitting on the field and like, we have to do this again with these guys. So I thought it was a pretty good representation, certainly of what they ended up being, right? We have this is where we start to see some of the nice features that Kodiak put on these sheets. But we have an in memoriam for Jack Palensong, who was the board answer who died on week 3. If you can remember back when they had pieces to do things, and yeah, they died on a leap.
I thought it was a leap.
Yeah, it was a leap. They had failed a dodge to get to a spot to do the leap. Had to use a reroll on that. So won the leap. And the Apo, I think, came out and didn't do anything for him. I think it was dead Apo dead.
Yep. I had a couple of those at that point in the season.
Yeah.
Yep, that was dead into dead.
Yeah. So they actually...
Oh, and actually, as a little bit extra note, the only reason he had to do that was because he had meant to blitz with someone else, but had misclicked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So the guy, he never should have been even trying it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because there was a strip ball war dancer at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, that was, again, week 3. And they actually went on to win their next 2 matches. And so I guess they still had much more of a team. But then from there, it was pretty much all downhill.
I think after winning those 2 matches, he lost his tree, and then...
Yeah.
The tree is really important for Wood Elves.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you play against me and I just put all my guys on it.
Yeah, when you can put 4 pieces on a tree, 4 turns in a row, it really helps. You should keep doing that when we play.
Yeah. Not as bad.
Kibujira in chat. No, your team is still in the future.
Yeah, we're going reverse leaderboard order.
I assume Ravenpo's re-rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. They had made a joke about doing an all loner team at some point. Like at some point during this season, getting rid of all of his pieces. But I think the experience of doing it just even with like the 2 skill pieces was enough to be like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's just not exciting, right? Like,
without it's like, oh, my guys can't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, this is
I like that he topped it off with 0 rerolls too.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't really need him at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, so the one thing I will say is like impressive CAS differential compared to the rest of the elves. I don't know where all these elves were dying from, but I guess he fired a bunch too. Yeah.
That was very close to my CAS differential.
We'll get there.
He liked to foul. He liked to foul.
He got a lot of stabs and a lot of morgues, so I think that helps.
Yeah, with the differential.
Like he had a lot of
Yeah.
And then people like focus loners a lot less, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna blitz this guy.
Yeah,
that's not how I treated Mark.
Oh yeah, you killed him first turn. That's right. Jeez, what a monster. It's like that was the start, right? That's when you started getting back on track with killing. Just had to get through Morgue.
You gotta get the Morgue blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so on to 11th place, which is Craig Pippup and the Skaven Rat Rodents. And here we start to see some trophies come out. Ultra Crag with the most armors broken. I like the plural on that. Is that 89? Good God.
Yep.
Okay.
That is 89. That's ridiculous.
And most KOs inflicted in 23, and then all the casualties in the world. The in memoriam is to Rat the Third.
Can we give him the Arabi award?
We could, yeah. We didn't inherit that from Punchman's report, but yeah.
Okay.
We're getting into teams that folks are actually in the chat for. How are you feeling about this, Craig Pippup, going into next season?
I actually had no clue until just now that I had the most success with casualties. I thought it would be amongst them.
Yeah.
But I'm glad at least I had something to point at as far as success for the season. And early on, I realized that having a goal of a few wins was probably accurate, and that's kind of where I ended up. And I had so much fun with this team. I've never played I'm used to playing Skaven. That's what I've played like.
Oh wow.
Kid,
okay.
More recently. So when I have been playing, I was always exhausted and I had lots of really bad mistakes, and I still managed to have a great time. And I like where my development's at. I'm kind of bummed about the armor busts on the Tomb Guardians the last couple games, but I'm happy that Ultra Craig made it through unscathed because he's one of my favorite pieces I've ever played with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As an actor in my daily life, I loved playing against Craig Pitbup because he committed even in the in-game chat that he was rats.
Yeah, I had.
It was all rats. Every comment was about rats. It was incredible. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not every game I had the energy to do that, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I'd say, yeah. I mean, I don't remember too much rat talk. Well, no, you did a little bit in our match, but yeah, that was definitely my. Even though, yeah, it ended up being a tie because Ultra Craig just went off on my team and then scored the tying touchdown in the last turn. It was still, yeah, definitely my funnest match that I had this season.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my game against you was pretty wild too.
Whose voice is that?
This is Tim.
Oh yeah, that was a very memorable match. Yeah, that was really fun.
Do you remember what you put down for, like the 3 questions that wanted to cover for this part was the most fun match you had this season, saddest loss, and greatest achievement.
My most fun match was definitely Ram Tut scooping up a fumbled ball against the top team in the league and getting a complete underdog victory. It's bumbling, running down the field. That was fun.
Yeah.
The second question was what the worst loss?
Yeah, which I can tell you what you put down if you don't remember.
I think it was what, Wrath the Third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just getting a double on giving it sneaky get, and just after over 4 games realizing that it was just a complete waste. It never even came up one time.
Yeah, it turns out that sneaky get is a bad skill.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's definitely bait.
I cannot. Yeah, I can't.
It just doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it is.
Last thing. What was the last question?
Greatest achievement, which I guess, yeah, you already said really, which was taking out the top team.
Firing a rat the third.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun recapping this team too, and yeah, Ultra Craig was one of my favorites. If I didn't give that away in our recaps.
Yeah, if he wasn't, no special stat ups, just committed to the plan.
Yes. Pile on all the time, every time.
And re-roll those pylons as much as possible. Pylon blocks.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm curious what you guys think about investing a re-roll when I have 3+ leader early on, if I can get a blitz off on a good player with Ultra Craig. Because
I would get rid of one of your re-rolls and only have 3. Like I'd have 2 plus the leader.
Yeah.
Just shave a little bit of TV and keep the inducement game going.
Because occasionally I have 1 or even 2 left over, which feels bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of taking leader. When you don't have when you don't have expensive rerolls. I don't know what the Camry rerolls cost.
Things are just okay.
Yeah, I think they are, because it's like lore based. They're supposed to be like a cooperative team. So I would probably get rid of one of your rerolls, and then if
Camry rerolls are $70K.
Oh, okay, that's kind of expensive actually. Then I would definitely get rid of a reroll, because that gets you down to
that gets you within bribe range.
Yeah, 1550. That's almost a bribe. And
I will
yeah.
I will say to the actual question asked of if you have 4, do you do an early greed reroll? I would say yes. Even if you go down to 3, then you say get a free one. I will generally invest that in my killer blitz something nice, and I just got pushes. no, I'm going to try to actually get them on the ground.
Yeah.
As long as
especially
there's like
if
a
you're
reasonable
flipping
chance of
something
doing it.
good.
Yeah, as long as there's a reasonable chance of doing it, right? Like if you have tackle, so basically anything, it's good. But
Yeah, definitely don't ask me because I'll use my reroll my dumbass Yeti turn 1. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like it. It's a tempo play, right? Where if you can get them on their back foot on your drive, then you can keep that rolling. So I like it.
Yeah. I think more so against AV8 and AV7. I probably wouldn't do it against AV9.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I did. I think I was trying to.
yeah, that's a fair point that I don't have to worry about.
Yeah. Because you won't ever have claw. So against AV8, I think it's okay. Against AV7, I probably would. And then against AV9, I wouldn't.
Thank you for letting me hijack that.
I agree that people should not try to kill AV9 pieces.
Hey, I just realized that Klepto's in the chat. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually heard from him.
We're not actually hearing anything.
Yeah, I saw the green.
Yeah, so that's
Probably
a good
doesn't.
point. Klepto, if you are talking, we're not hearing you.
See the green light.
I see the green light. Yes.
He probably just doesn't have it set up properly.
Mic sensitivity needs to be turned up.
Well, sometimes Discord gets weird with mics too.
Sometimes Discord forgets what microphone input you actually want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, still nothing.
Oh no. Well, Klepto Classic is right. While we wait to hear from you, your team's not for a little bit because you ended up in 3rd place. Let's.
Yeah, you ended up in 3rd place.
Let's move on into the 10th place team. Oh my gosh. I haven't looked at all these trophies, so my reactions are coming at some of these ones most time KO'd, which I did not know that would be easy to track. That's pretty good. So that means they were around for a while.
Yeah.
That piece, which is interesting.
Sleepy boy.
Yeah, Martin Brisby, no surprise, I think, to the whole division. Got the most SPP gained, and that's with missing a game at the end. And most TDs scored, 15 there. So,
It helps that you got 5 of them in my game.
yes, that would definitely help. Here we see, the Kaz differential settle back in with a minus 36. And in Memoriam was a Agi up gutter runner that never really got a chance to get going.
Agi up 2 heads, which requires a double.
Yeah, that's right.
So an absurd dodging piece that could have been amazing one day, but instead was tragically snuffed out.
Don't worry, guys. Took care of it.
Clownthulu is on the case.
Running down the scaling threat.
Oh, hey. What's up, Klepto?
Voice is working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Helps to have your mic not muted.
Yes.
Fair enough.
You can probably turn down your gain now, though.
Yeah,
now that it's been unmuted.
Yeah. Sounds little loud, but so we're just going through to catch you up. We went through all the matches and we're talking through each of the teams, going through a few trophies here and there. But yeah, I mean Martin Brisby, we talked about this team ad nauseum in the recap of basically just being Martin Brisby, and now with
he's dead.
Yeah, essentially
He can retire. He can retire knowing he played a great season of Blood Bowl, carry the team to the extent that it got anything done, and is now out.
That was developed in 1 season too. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did it? It didn't start with the movement.
I think it started with just the movement. I mean, he got 52 SPP this season.
Yeah. True. Jeez. And they managed a lot of ties with that piece.
He basically got 10th place off of that piece.
Because
Because everything else on the team was subpar.
Yeah. But so this is a team I expect to see. I'd be surprised to see them again.
Yeah, they're
With Martin Brisby effectively retired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't fill out the exit interview, so we don't know 100%, but it seems pretty likely that... I think we even said after Martin Brisby got injured that, yeah, just look, if you really want to do Skaven, maybe start in the Greenhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and focus more on this. I think the Storm Vermin levels are more important than the Gutter Runner levels.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Well, let's move to the 9th place team, which is David's. The In Memoriam section being crowded out, I think, is telling.
Yeah, I had to redesign this sheet in order to make it work.
Custom template.
Yeah.
I think Chestnut or Hickory died on a leap.
Mm.
I think.
Yeah, they might have both died on leaps actually. Clown Thulu killed Ebony.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson got fireballed, and then a random blitz or something. I can't remember what.
I think I killed
Klepto, you're now a little bit too quiet.
And yeah, still.
No, that was it. I think he got fireballed and got the armor break, and then Tim gave him the Agi bust.
Yeah.
And Aldia was my MVP of the season for sure.
Yeah.
107 block differential.
Yeah, with 110 times being blocked. You basically threw 3 blocks all season.
That is amazing.
To be fair,
he probably only got
catchers don't make very many blocks. Like,
yeah,
just
I'm
in
surprised
general.
he has 3. Honestly, I don't remember throwing 3 blocks with him. Yeah, well, against Ponosaurus, he like legit got blocked 7 times in a row and didn't fall down.
It was incredible.
Like with Fend and Sidestep, he could just like move wherever you want him. It's a really good piece. My goal is to get Balsa like the same set of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe with like tackle, diving tackle rather than guard, and then Ash will be just the same thing, but maybe not diving tackle.
Right.
Yeah.
But amazing piece.
Really. Yeah, it's a really good set of skills.
Huge pain in the ass with Fend too. It's just like there's no answer to it. You just have to get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just ignore it somehow.
Yeah, I think ignoring it, like if you can keep it where it's not on like an important piece.
Yeah.
But then like you mark. So my goal with him is just like mark up the cage and get pushed onto the ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the idea is to like leap in on a 2+ and then you have a 2 die because you have guard on the ball. It actually never happened at all this entire season. Like I would get pushed on the ball, and then Chestnut would die, and I'd be like, oh, well, there's my turn. I wish like there was a stat for failed leaps, because I failed a lot of them this season.
Yeah, sadly that does not get read.
Yeah, I'm keeping my team. I signed up for the off-season international, or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I said. I don't remember what I answered for my questions.
Yeah.
My biggest loss was actually my tree during the OI last time I played.
Yeah.
I had the E-Apple and I forgot to use it. Because I just like muscle memory to hit yes rather than hitting no. And it was a block guard grab tree.
Oh wow.
And so with that tree, I think my team would not have had as many injuries, because having a block tree helps a lot, because people
having the tree
don't red dye it.
The attrition down. Just having the tree in general, but having a block tree is like...
Yeah, and then it also was guard, so I would have 3 guard right now, which would be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see just like in the In Memoriam section, it's week 3, death, week 4, death, week 5, Michael Jackson. And even if you cut out 1 or 2 of those.
I think week 2 I had an M&G, and then I also in week 3 week 2 Michael Jackson took the armor bust, so it was like, or week 1 I don't remember. It was super
That was
early.
week 3 with the fireball.
Yeah, week 3 against Flyboys. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's underneath. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was just a terrible season.
Yeah. Yeah, so for your other answers, you said the most fun you had was playing against, or the match against Goatwork, which is the match you won.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy game. Diving tackle was a fake skill, and
Yeah, until I blocked him onto my dodge guy.
yeah, but then yeah. Two out of the 3 times diving tackle was a fake skill.
Oh no! See, it's only a fake skill if your opponent forgets it exists. If they notice it, then you'll get them.
Yeah.
But if they just run past because they don't remember it's there, nope.
Yeah.
They just roll a 6.
I think OP Kobe ran through diving tackle like 6 times in our game. And I was just like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
And then
And then for greatest achievement, you had beating Trox, and then also beating our eventual champion, Tainted Brewers.
Oh yeah. The game against the Pimp was interesting because he made some bad choices, and then I got lucky.
I sure did.
Yeah, he focused my tree, and then he didn't surf my guy.
Oh yeah, the tree. That's right.
Yeah. That was like the first game I had the tree too, so it was like a rookie tree, and I was like, oh, it's gonna die to the claw. And he tried to kill it with the claw, and he didn't. He couldn't knock it down. He got like push after push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That was when I was playing like Miners Pim Pam.
yeah. He like tanked like probably 4 blocks into it, and didn't knock it down. And then I think he knocked it down once and tried to foul it or something, and then he got sent off. I was like, oh, this is the best tree in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you use a good piece.
Yes. Yeah, most passes and highest passing yardage. Not too surprising. This, we had an Elfie division.
Yeah. Well, that night passes like a 10 square pass on a 2+.
Yeah. You were.
It's silly.
Yeah, you were definitely doing a lot of that. So cool. Well, yeah, glad to hear you're keeping the team. I think it'll be. I mean, you still have. Obviously, we talked about.
I have too many skills not to keep it.
Yeah.
I have too many pieces not to keep it, and then with the 3 doubles.
Right.
And Walnut. Like once Walnut dies and I lose some doubles, I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully the OSI get you some more development there.
Yeah. Hopefully get another setup on alignment so I can build another sacker.
Walnut is also arguably one of the best pieces in the whole league, I think.
Yeah. I wish one of the movements was the doubles. Just because having a Mighty Blow piece helps so much against AV7.
Yeah.
And I wish like his movement was on like Ash. Like having a movement 9 catcher and a Mighty Blow word answer would be pretty nice.
Yeah, not considering like if the TV is bloat or whatever, like as far as individual single piece, like I think he affects the game maybe the most in the whole league.
Yeah, it's definitely a piece where you have to like play around him. And for half the season, like I just didn't have the team to protect him, so he got beat up a lot.
Yeah, I think I just murdered him outright.
Yeah, I think you gave him the armor bust, maybe.
I don't remember.
No, I think Space Lion did.
Oh, cool.
Because I then gave you an armor bust.
You may not have been in for when I played you.
I don't remember exactly. He hit a couple MMG. Yeah, he had a rough season.
Yeah.
And he died twice.
Yeah. But got better.
Yeah, still there. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's move on to our number 8 team. What Kojira's been waiting for. So most casualties inflicted, and yeah, we'll see this maybe reflected in our MVP vote. Guali, 16. And then, yeah, least casualties received, which I think was definitely something we noticed early on was, yeah, steadily handing out the Kaz, not taking it.
That makes sense because he has so many guard, and then he's AV9.
Yeah. Yeah, and even Furious Fred, who came in to the division, at least with the armor bust. I don't remember if he had the...
I think he had all of that. I think he had all 3 of those injuries and all 3 of those skills. Maybe he only had 2 injuries.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 at the most, but yeah, maybe it was 3.
Maybe it was 2 with 3 skills.
He had taken the armor bust and the Indigo at already, but the bust came.
Okay. And the move bust doesn't even really matter.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's
really
by far
does.
the least bad of those.
Yeah. Yeah, and no, I mean, just, yeah, as we're saying, least casualties, they don't even have a in memoriam section because they didn't lose anything. So.
Always in the chat.
They were 7-1 against me in that last game.
Oh, man. That's wild. Yeah.
Guili is my nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee was dumb. I played that. I played against him really bad too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing that is suboptimal, but he won't expect it, and it just didn't work. I was like, that was suboptimal. I don't know why I even thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna kick. Yeah, I just made dumb choices.
This is like the other side of the angle of the Bashi casualty, as like the
Yep.
Instead of inflicting the most casualties, just controlling it, taking the least damage because you're knocking them down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well,
it seems like Orc is just like a better Kimry, like a more solid Kimry. In lots of ways.
I would say a more consistent Kemri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they, I believe, started the season with all those black
With
orcs
only block.
Yes,
Yeah.
with just block, and got guard on all of them. Gojira saying,
Why do you think I was the only one that beat him?
got him. Yeah, got him first. That's great. Gojira, yeah. So
one note I'll say about this is Dr. Gray. That is not an unselected level. That's actually jump.
Okay.
Oh.
Just didn't get selected in time to make the sheet.
Yeah.
You said it's jump up.
It's jump up. Yeah, he got a double. He took some time to think about it. It's jump up.
Okay. Gonna make
And the
another...
plan to play is to take more piling on.
Yeah. Another kill piece.
Only saying only one. You're saying only one black orc had block at the start of the season? I thought they all had it, but maybe
No, I don't think so.
I think only one had guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all had block and only one had guard.
Yeah.
Getting 2 levels.
Yes, they all had block at the start of the season.
Yeah, getting 2 levels on all the black orcs would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season, that would be amazing. The best tying season of leveling up black orcs. You're just handing the ball off to black orcs the whole time. Yeah. So I'll read Gojira. I'll read off your answers because they're pretty straightforward. So most fun match. You already talked about this too. Was against Goblins.deck. The 2-1 victory in which Tim took a bunch of damage. Saddest loss. This was also a pretty good answer. It just says, "Pimp, damn you." So only loss of the season. And greatest achievement is 8 guard, which, yeah, I think still, very impressive to get all 4 of those leveled up in a season. I think still is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And I think like G Cole got a level or 2.
Yep.
Yeah, he started the season with just guard.
Yeah. And I think Dr. Gree also got a level and 2 levels.
Yeah.
So
Wiley didn't have his last 2 levels. They're really good improvement on this team.
Yeah, he got a lot of development. It makes sense. He played against 5 AB6 teams.
Yeah, yeah.
And as we discussed, this is getting into the teams where it's on the bubble of do they stay in Div 4 or do they move to Div 3?
Yeah. Yeah, so if the same process holds from last season to
I hope
this
he
season.
goes up and I stay.
Yeah. Yes, as we'll see, they did receive some votes for the coach we least want to see, which I'll showcase at the end here. But yes, very, very scary team, or just frustrating to play against, right? So like both. So like the last 3 matches are Arfarf, myself, and Goatwork, who all wanted to win to try to get to the postseason, and he said, "No, you're not going to. I'm not going to win, but neither are you."
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, he said that to 6 other people too.
And we got to watch him do it on stream.
Yeah, I feel like early on it was more so like, oh, I got to stop tying, and then I think he started to embrace it.
Yeah.
Which is then when
I feel like he plays a little bit too safe.
Yeah.
Like I feel like against all the AV7 teams, like I would have based up more with his black orcs and stuff like that. I don't really play orcs, but I play a lot of AV7 teams, and I always like. I think it's scarier when they base me because I'm not going to hit them back. Their strength 4 with guard and block, so I'm not going to get dice on them. So I always dodge away, and then I'm rolling the dice and I fall down.
You don't dodge away with elves. You hit back every time.
Yeah, I gotta take some lessons from Tom Thulu.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any other questions for Gojira since he's in chat, but yeah. Let us know how. It seems like you're feeling pretty good about continuing on with the team. We've got them selected.
Is he playing the OSI?
Oh, that would be a question. Yeah. If you're, are you going to be doing off season with the orcs? Which I think, does everyone here know about the OSI? I don't need to cover that necessarily. If we do.
Yes. It exists.
Yeah,
it's the OI with less.
They just got rid of the emergency after, basically, right?
Yeah, and you can't join after the playoffs or the Champions Cup now.
Yeah. Well,
it's a Swiss. If you lose your first game, you're out. If you draw twice, you're out.
Yeah. To try to avoid people that are just like playing for development and not winning. Because there's we don't have time to get into it, but that is what is the new thing. Gojira saying
if you want off-season play, look into what your options are. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
One involves teams improving, one involves making a duplicate and just doing some fun matches.
Yeah,
there's a Reddit thread on it. Go read it.
Yeah. But yeah, no off-season for Gojira, so if you were looking to not face him, you could go into the OSI and be fine.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either.
Yeah, I gotta decide.
Gojira and I had drastically different takes on how to play the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, rather take ties. Yes. As exemplified by your 2 opposite records. Cool. All right. Well, let's get on to our 7th place team, which is Ponosaurus's Arfarf, I'm an Elf. Still did really like all of our different weird team names that we had. I haven't brought that up in a while, but this one always confused me. I would always be like, wait, what team? Because we also had the All Bark No Bite. Yeah. It just always like,
which one was which? It's like I know neither of these.
Yeah.
These are both lies.
Who's barking about what?
About what?
No, mine was bark as in trees.
We know, but it also
it was a cool play on words.
It was until this Arfarf.
But then Arfarf is there, and it's like now it totally contextualizes. So.
Yeah. But
it was really cool because my first 2 games, I got a pile on word answer. A Mighty Blow piling on word answer.
Forgot about that.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then he died to a random orc block. It made me cry.
Everyone does.
I was gonna say, like, probably not that random, given Gojira. But...
No, it wasn't against Gojira. It was in like an OI game or something. It was like a one die
okay.
lineman block.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it dead appoed into the dead. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
like that's a bad block. Like you shouldn't get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what they say: play like shit, get rewarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we see Elron getting the trophy for most blocks, and least blocks against.
Yeah,
or
that's
not
that
least-
dodge and werewolf in action, right?
Yeah.
Where like you run in, you take a block, and then you dodge out.
Yeah.
Never gets hit.
I guess it's not necessarily least blocks against, but it is the highest block differential.
Right.
And with
The least block would be like there were pieces that never got blocked.
Sure. Yeah.
There's probably a lot of pieces that never got blocked.
Yeah, well, because it includes stuff like zombies that existed for one match.
Yeah.
And then got fired.
Yeah, like the Quintus situation, which we don't have. And then yes, the In Memoriam I think is very apt. Last week of the season, Galadriel taking that death was pretty
As you
brutal.
can see, has been replaced, but that was a nice piece. Flesh golems are hard to level.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 levels with the double is nice.
Right, and
That
just
was unfortunate.
had just gotten the guard in the past couple weeks too.
Yes, that was very recent.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, now it's complete. I think actually, yeah, I seem to remember other Necro coaches talking about the Flesh Golem tax, and seems like this one came at the worst possible time.
Yeah.
So
let's see, keeping the team, and got a good shot of moving to Div 3.
Yeah.
I have a question about this team. Maybe I don't understand these stats, but is it noteworthy that this player had the most blocks, which means he's getting in the mix like a lot, and he also had the highest block delta? Is that
It's because of the dodge.
Yeah, he'd
and
hit and
frenzy.
dodge
So
away.
Frenzy gets to count double sometimes.
Yeah, because the
And
pushes count as a
having-
block.
Having dodge,
Yes, blocks is
even run and hide behind like a Frank or something.
Yeah, most blocks is how many times did this piece roll the block dice, and like
that's
rerolls don't
right.
count. But like it's not like knocking people down. Frenzy counts twice.
I think
the second
rerolls
one was
might
up.
count.
And I do remember he would always
Maybe they do, I don't know.
blitz and then run back behind someone too.
Yeah,
Yep.
you run behind your
Yeah.
whites or your flesh golems or your zombies.
Oh god, I hated playing against those wolves. They were so
It was
scary.
really annoying.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got to remove all the people in front. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I played them.
I just tied them up with
early.
Aldia, and it worked pretty good for 10 turns, and then
I had a nice 3-0 loss versus them.
Yeah, I got them first week, and so nobody knew anything about anything. So it was just
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, their answers. Most fun match they had. They said steamrolling Ravenpoe. He said, "I'm sorry, don't hate me for this." Saddest loss was when Klepto rolled through him. Which that was what week was that?
1-3.
Oh yeah.
That was like week 4. That was early.
I think I had like his strength 4 werewolf off the pitch within 3 turns, and then I just kept hitting the other one, and I spent like half the game stuck.
Oh man. Yeah.
Got a nice ogre block to start the game on a blitz.
Yeah. For the greatest achievement this season, they answered this actually pretty early on, and they said, "I'm not jinxing it." But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe even their saddest loss might have changed after that Troxbirds match, but they did not go in to change their answers. So.
oh, versus me, you mean?
Oh yeah. Sorry, versus you. Yeah.
He kicked my ass. Why would?
It's all a blur.
2-0 is his saddest loss.
Yeah.
I think it was lost against Sterling Hornets also was a big one, because that was right there towards the end as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they had just been right. That was at the point they had surged quite a bit, and then you see just like take a drop. So
Yeah, that wasn't an easy win. It was definitely tough.
Yeah, he has a good team that enough guard and strength 4 to kind of match with your team.
And those stand firm flesh golems are pretty annoying.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, yeah, and they are keeping the team, at least as of the time of the exit interview. They're keeping it, and has a potential for.
Team looks good, even with Galadriel gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's still
Still a
keep
good-
it.
still a very good team.
With his wolves and his whites, they're like two blodge whites is great.
Yeah. Stone Ripper is a nice ball carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a strength ghoul. But
Uh,
yeah, this team is really good.
Yeah.
I'd maybe get rid of McBlitzer, just because having the dirty player wrestled isn't really needed.
When they have
You
two
don't-
others.
Yeah, when you already have two dirty
You don't
players.
need 3 dirty players. Two
Yeah.
dirty players is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Maybe get Quintus the McBlitzer.
I just noticed Quintus the Spaniard. What the hell is that?
Basically, they just started adding random.
Yeah.
They started
think he
that
got
when we pointed
Quintus
out
the
that it was
troublemaker
technically.
twice, and then was just like, oh, I'm gonna name them all after Quintus.
We had 4 of them at one point.
Well, he has 4 of them right now.
Well, I was saying no, he had literally had 4 Quintus the Troublemakers.
Oh, did he?
And they kept dying. And we
did.
and basically was pointing out to him that, like, we're not going to say anything, but technically that's against the rules to have 2
Okay.
players
Yeah.
with the same name. So he started doing the Spaniard, the doppelganger.
Yeah, I accidentally named 2 of my players the same thing.
Yeah,
I
like
think
it's a
it's
thing
really
that
good now.
happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
You can't
you're
have your
not
entire
supposed to
team
do
name
it
the
on
same thing.
purpose.
Yeah.
Right. 4
Right.
of them is flaunted.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciated it for the recap, but yeah. it was-
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a shot of being bumped up a tier. I don't, again, we're speculating, but they, quite likely are in the bubble.
Yeah, I would like to see them move up just because they have such a nice team. I think they could perform well. In
Yeah.
D3 and
He
have
has
more
a
of
lot
chance
of
of getting like the
points, too.
Challenger Cup.
Mm-hmm.
He has 21 points, which
Yeah.
is a lot compared to what you were
Yep.
on your graph. A lot of them were in like the teens.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's more likely than not.
on how many people are going to end up re-rolling versus last season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That could change things. But yeah, it did seem like that 20-point line was kind of where they seem to draw the difference in some cases. So cool.
But yeah, I think after this team, the assumption is going to be that teams are moving up.
Yeah. And on to Tim, your team. Murder's Red Cat with most receptions, which I think I remember the match that I got like 10 of these. And then yes, you got the most TDs for the season.
Yeah.
Condolences.
Yeah, I had a couple games where I ran up the score a bit.
Yeah. 5-1 on
I
Sunday.
also got a
just
bunch of games where I'm just like 2-0, 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you only have 2 games that you really ran up the score.
Yeah.
But then a lot
Really,
of like 2 and 3.
Yeah, a 3-1's not really a run up even.
Yeah.
But you do it enough times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
5-1 is the big one. Like
That was so close to being a 6-1.
yeah.
Well, and
So
that
close.
was at the time too when it was you and Clown
Like
Thulu.
me and Clown Thulu, and it was like to go ahead on TD differential
Yep.
versus time.
Yeah. Because Clown Thulu had gotten a very early lead on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like right after that. Then you played Flyboys, got your tie, and then a loss and a tie and a loss and a tie.
Yeah. I had a rough back half of the season there.
Yeah.
Also, I maintain that Flyboys was one of the other games where I got fucking robbed.
You're telling me the riot wasn't a robbery?
I mean,
riot and the blitz. I mean,
and the blitz and
that was
your
like-
guy just fucking catching it.
he was adding
like-
for diving catch. For the
Oh,
blitz,
yeah.
that was weird.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the blitz was like a noob shit.
That's how you make the playoffs.
I mean, there were a couple of draws I should have won, but that was a draw I definitely should have lost.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the the big loss, which was Kiki Jiki, week 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one too. Did you roll the Apo on that or no?
I did Apo him.
Oh, and it was
because it would have been minus armor.
Yeah.
Minus armor or dead.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can't keep him at AV5.
is dead.
I can't. Yeah, it's just like
even AG5 without a niggle is dead.
Yeah, it's just like no. It's just he's
like
literally a snotling at that point. It's just
an
like
80% chance to get an armor break or something like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you remember what you put or what for most fun match of the season?
I think it was pitch clearing David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also said Raven Poe.
That was my least fun game.
I don't think I quite pitch cleared Raven Poe.
No, but you did almost score 6 touchdowns on him.
Yeah.
Obviously, the saddest loss being Kikijiki.
Yeah.
And then, greatest achievement you put down, almost doing that 6.
Almost 6-1. Yeah.
Yeah. A snake away from making that.
Gojira in chat very proud of his win against Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He loves playlisting.
We played last season too, and it was just like the same thing as this season, where he just like murdered my entire team in like 7 turns, and I had no players left for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I think Orcs is like the best team. I don't know if it actually is against like Skaven and what else.
I think Dwarves is the best team against Skaven.
I can see that, yeah. That's true.
Like, but for a long time, I was just like, I played almost exclusively Dwarves, and I was just like, why does everybody hate playing Skaven so much? I don't get it.
Yeah, I can see that. The Orcs have the movement to keep up a little bit better, but the natural tackle helps a lot with the gunner runners.
Well, it's like you get to leverage your guard against the Skaven as dwarves, so like they just like don't get to do anything basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's true with most teams playing dwarves.
It falls off for a lot of teams once you start getting higher up, but against Skaven, it's just like they never have enough guard to compete with you.
I think T-Self did in a different league. He did a team with like 12 guard or something like that, and
that's disgusting.
Yeah, he did like all first guard and then into second stand firm into like grab or something. It was a really neat concept, and I was like, yeah, I could see that being the least fun team in the world to play against.
Yeah.
Tim, are you doing any of the off-season stuff?
No, I'm actually going to be going on vacation for a couple weeks here, starting next week. So I'm just like, I'm not going to worry about like, I was like, the way it worked out, me not making playoffs is maybe kind of better. This like means I don't have to like try to organize playing Blood Bowl from Italy.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna be literally out of the country. I don't know what my internet situation's gonna be over there. Like maybe it's better that I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Plus, like dealing with other time zones while you're in another time zone sounds awful.
Yeah, like just.
Yeah, I'm sure you could have had some fun with it, but yeah, silver lining.
Yeah.
But that's why you chose not to win.
No, I still wanted to win, but it's just like.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we're ready to move on. We've got 5 more teams. Oh yeah.
I think this is you, Spaceline.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like what Kodiak did not consult me on this, but he did add the special touch of Burn in Hell, Part A, who was my 120k.
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a gift to this
You're
team.
welcome.
Yes, yeah, it was. And it didn't happen on the LOS. Like, I had gone almost like 10 matches putting him on the LOS and like just saying like, give it to nothing.
I don't believe he was injured.
No? Okay.
No, he wasn't.
The LOS guy that game had a niggle.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I knocked him down and fouled him or something.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. But yeah, this was just on a like, just part of the first half maiming that I was receiving from Tim Nelson. This was where I really saw the your fouling strategy as like sheer brilliance, at least against my team. It was perfect.
I think it really does depend on the team how effective it is too, because it's like against the lower armor teams, it's good. Against like orcs, it's maybe not so great.
Yeah.
It's harder to get good fouls against AV9.
Yeah, you need to commit more guys to it, and it's like they also tend to be punchier, so you have fewer guys to commit. It's just a whole mess.
Yeah.
Unless you drop birds, then you can hit AV7 all day and you'll never break it.
True that.
Oh man.
It sucks that both of your
nice guy.
have perms.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Especially because they're so developed. Like losing one of them's gonna be a big bite.
Yeah, that was something Kodiak was saying to me, that I should try to like restart the armor busted one.
The AV6 one?
Yeah. But
it's nice to have a project for a season.
Yeah. It might be worth keeping until it dies though, because it is such a good piece.
Yeah. That's kind of my thought, because there's not really going to be...
maybe just like don't Apo it if it dies.
Yeah.
I could say, but like you are very protective of it right now because it's 86, and I would say like that is a problem. You're not using it to its full potential because you're worried about its dying.
Yeah. And it like my AV6 piece is different than yours, where like mine is easier to protect because it's movement 10 and leap and agi 5.
Yeah.
Dodge.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Well, and I also don't have a lot of chaff on this team. Like it's
because it's super positional heavy.
Yeah. Which I might reconsider some of that too. I don't know. It's just tough. Like I think if like one of the runners died, then I'd be like, okay, I'm doing one runner. But both of them being pretty good, it's tough to let go.
Yeah, your runners are great.
So I have not decided on off-season stuff. Similar to Tim, like I'm doing some traveling, and just would enjoy some time off.
You shouldn't do the OSI. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to play you again. So let's keep you out of it, because I don't want to get diced.
Yeah.
Is it too late to sign up for that stuff?
I think you have until next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or next Thursday or whatever.
Yeah, it's soon-ish, but not right around the corner. So check it out. I think it's part of like signing up for next season. So if you go to like Rebel,
when you sign
Rebel.net,
up, then
the
last page of it will ask if you want to be part of the OSI. You can say yes or no.
Yeah, it'll be nice because they're doing 2 weeks for each matchup, or
2 weeks the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's 3 rounds, and if you lose the first one, you're out. So I figured I'd play the first round and see if I wanted. And you can drop it any time after you, like, as long as you don't know who your opponent is.
Yeah.
So like after you play your match, you can drop all the way up until when you get your opponent again.
Yep. But I don't really have a project as long as I'm keeping my berserkers. Also, wouldn't mind the break to just watch some games.
Getting your Yeti some levels would be nice. maybe put him on the line more rather than lifting with him though.
Yes, that is going to be my plan for him next season. Is just putting him on the line.
Yeah,
because I
feel like the Yeti's kind of in the same position as the tree. Obviously, it's AV8 versus AV10, but
Yeah.
just it absorbs an AV7 hit.
Yeah. I should have been doing more of that, and I had a good Yeti last season, but it took an armor bust, and it also got to level 4 without getting block. So hit the recycle button, and that was, I don't know, didn't work out so good, at least in that position. I already mentioned this, but for my most fun match, I had Skaven Rat Rodents. That was a blast. Saddest loss was losing to Tainted Brewers. That one just like happened in a flash of being like not in a great position to score, but a potential score, and then just going from a potential win to a loss in like 4 turns was a tough twist. And then greatest achievement I had down as Clown Thulu. That game was super intense, and it was early enough in the season that I felt like I really needed to win it, especially after losing to Tim and the Skaven, and managed to pull that.
Stop my momentum there.
Yeah. Were you undefeated coming into that?
Yeah, I was undefeated.
Yeah. So that
match pretty cocky, and then he just kind of trounced me there. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was, and that was right. You hadn't taken like any injuries.
Yeah.
And I managed to get, I think, at least missed.
All of your block skills countered my level of block skills. So
Mm.
my whole shtick was kind of just countered.
Yeah. Right, yeah, because even if you're trying to just like get rid of some of my linemen, they're like, no, we got blocked it. Yeah. And Frenzy too, like I don't mind a bunch of AV7 pieces that want to scrum. That's what I'm built for.
Because you have the piling on.
Yeah.
He's got the piling on. He's got the extra guys for fouling. He's got the dirty player guys for fouling.
Yeah. I think Norse and the elf, the AV7 elves is a really hard match.
Yeah.
It
based on
depends
on CCL numbers. I think that was one of the harder ones.
Like I think that's
cheat
one
at
where the
beginning.
elves have to like get out in front of them in terms of like removals. Because Norse is a kind of team where they snowball one way or the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I tried to switch to more of a screening tactic when the bashing wasn't going well.
Yeah.
But even that, I think it was like there was some guy who dodged away and like
Yep.
snaked the dodge. And
Yes.
that just
It opened it up.
I couldn't recover after that.
Yeah.
That was
I feel
huge.
like the snake dodge is the story of my season.
Yeah, but I remember that moment because it was the last piece to dodge to complete the screen, and the fail ended up being a KO, and then there was just one piece on the end, and I was like, please don't, and I blitzed it, and I probably removed it or something.
Yeah.
So, it was, some key breaks there for sure. But yeah, it was, it was a fun season, and I'm curious to see what happens where I land, and if I'm in a more bashy environment next time, what happens. So we'll see.
I would say you definitely have to go up to 3. You're number 5.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, let's move to our number 4 team. Go Orc Orange. Little Umph with the most rushing yards. That's a lot of rushing yards.
That is a lot of rushing.
Well, little
Next closest was within the 500s.
Next closest was how much?
Next closest was like low 500s. I think it was with Space Lines players.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still the way this season ended still hurts a lot. Going to that, it was a frustrating season. The only game this season that I think that things actually worked. Again, Look at the Kaz line. 22 for, 36 against.
That's incredible.
Chaos.
That's wow.
The only game this season that I think things worked was against the Tainted Brewers. That game, I played well, and I got Kaz's, and things worked well. Everything else was a struggle. The first part of that R5 I'm an Elf game where Ponosaurus literally knocked out 4 of my guys in the first 3 turns. That started the struggle. I was lucky to get a draw with Hell's Kitchen. I was lucky to beat the 2 bottom of the ladder elf teams. I mean, that 2-1 against Peak Altitude and the 1-0 against Silkwood were lucky. The game against Sterland, I thought was one of the most fun games and most tense games I've ever played. Because it wasn't just elf shit. Every turn, Clown Thulu was like putting chain pushes on people. I'd end up every turn with like, okay, I'm in a good defensive situation here, and then people are getting chain pushed around and whatnot. But the part that hurt the most was the end of the Goblins.deck Sterling Hornets game. When that game had a 95% chance to be a fucking draw. Which means all I had to do was tie, and I'm in the damn Challengers Cup. And then the perfect defense happened, and that nonsense happened, and all of a sudden I have to beat Mean Green and Thick in the last match, and I get smothered early, and I somehow bust Little Umph out to the sideline. I sort of half potato, half sideline cage. I'm up 1-0. Turn 8, he's got like 1 person in scoring position, 8 squares away. He can't move sideways. I could put a warrior on the ball's on the sidelines loose. I could put a warrior on the ball, but he's going to be surfed, so I don't do it. He gets knocked down. No re-rolls. Gojira picks up the ball, 3+, 3+ dodge, 2+ GFI, 2+ GFI to score on turn 8, 1-1 in halftime. He gets the ball in the second half, and it's like, I can't win this game. The season's over.
Yeah.
And
hey man, sometimes you just gotta believe.
Well, and the belief was Lil Umph doing some work on turn 14 and 15 to even keep him from going up 2-1. Just solo diving in and knocking the ball loose and picking it up. But there was no way to score after that. There was one way to score, but I didn't do it. But again, it was like I needed to dodge away and push a guy downfield. But it was a frustrating season. It was a frustrating end of the season, but I still like the team. I look back at the Cavs things and how frustrating the season was, and to only miss the playoffs by a point and still go 7-3-3. You can look at it that way and say that the record was better than it should have been.
Yeah, I think if you can have a season where you actually like break armor the way you should, you could, like you go to Div 3 next season, you actually break armor. I could very much see you at the playoffs or the Challenger Cup.
Yeah, so. It was from. I have to play in the off season because I have 4 MNGs and I got to get rid of them. So,
yeah, and maybe
I get to play against Trox and the OSI.
Well, fortunately, they encourage cross
cross region.
Right,
cross region.
Yeah, which is I think part of the draw, getting to see different coaches. I mean, I think as far as your team is shaping up. And I do think, even though it was a crappy end, Trox, you pointed this out, and this was one of your answers too. Is like, you hadn't been able to get to the playoffs before. This year, you were this close, right? And that obviously seems like hurt worse than not making it all this time. But
well, my previous Chaos team was basically a joke team because they got hurt so much. I mean, they were literally the running joke of REL for like 2 or 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke of Div 3 or 4 or whatever we're in was, it's Troxford. He's not allowed to have Chaos War.
Right. Well, yeah.
They would just die constantly.
Mm-hmm. So in that sense, having this team around for 2 seasons and having, I think, 7 or 8 players who have played in every game for 2 seasons, oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah. But the things you can do, it's pretty cool. And I think
if I decided to vote for one of my own players as MVP, it would have been Lil Umph because he made so much of a difference
Oh,
He made
yeah.
the single most difference on this team between last season and this.
Yeah, he almost tied our game with like a 5+ dodge
Yep.
into a 1 die into a 3+ pickup into. It was just like, yeah.
Yeah, and even the times they had to throw him in on defense, like in that last game, it's like, hey, here's
Yeah.
plus 3+ dodge and a 1 die. Boom, knocks it, picks the ball up. Here we go.
Yeah, edgy 4, strength 4 on blitzes with movement 7 is really good.
Yeah.
Well, it's telling interesting that like a chaos team, the trophy they won was for ball handling on one of the players.
Yeah, well, it makes sense that he gets like because it's the only piece on his team that touches the ball.
Exactly. Yeah. Unless if Lindelof is on the field, he's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Unless the other team has a wizard, and then I'll try and get a Gold Warrior or somebody.
Yeah.
How much
But it's-
SPP until he gets Surehand?
I think he's at like 150 something, so he's like 20
He's
away.
pretty close then.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame if something happened to him.
I'm amazed he lasted this season. I expected him to die in the first four weeks. Honestly,
Yeah.
He's 18 SPP away. So
okay,
that's
18.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah,
during
6
the offseason
touchdowns. So that's
almost.
not bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with the piece on your team that scores touchdowns. 6 touchdowns is really nothing.
Yeah. Could have a
It sucks that
rematch.
Creamsicle got that niggle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he's had that for a while, and again, you can't get rid of a block guard mighty blow.
Yeah,
warrior.
you just gotta let him die.
Right.
Yeah.
And then your 2 guard pieces with with the movement busts. When you put the one that didn't have the movement bust on the line, you got a movement bust.
Oh, I was sick the rest of it when I realized
those are still fine pieces.
Yeah,
they're
still fine, but
completely
again,
fine.
I had the one movement bust that I put on the line of scrimmage. So when he got hit, it was fine, and I accidentally fucked up one game and put the one who was a movement 6 with guard on the line of scrimmage because I screwed them up.
Yeah,
and
then they got a movement bust.
Well,
off that
now
one
you
hit.
don't have to worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
I don't know
know.
what to put there anymore.
You gotta get Mimosa some more SPP though. Maybe score some touchdowns on him.
Yeah, if he stops getting knocked out of games, he's one of the MNGs. He got knocked out early against Goodyear.
Yeah, I didn't represent that on this because I wanted to just show what the team is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just next game.
Hessenate's an MNG, an MNG.
Yeah, your team got beat up.
Oh, they got hammered.
Yeah, going to the playoffs would have been nice just to close them in.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should have been a
doing one
2-1
off-season game
loss.
just to clear those makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If I lose, I lose. So I just want to get going into the season with 4 MNGs. That's too much of a handicap.
Yeah.
That's rough.
This was the only team all season, the only game all season that I just had no chance in. Once that game started, there was just nothing I could do. Every other game, even the 2 others that I lost, there was chances to win or at least get a draw. This one, there wasn't.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was the high point of this season for this team. Was your game? Was the MESU campaign?
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's go to Flyboys. And
Yeah, this would be the first of our going to the off-season teams.
Yeah, we'll talk about the team, and then we have a sheet for the playoff matchup. We can kind of talk through that a little bit. But
I'll note here, Mike Hawk wouldn't normally make the standard. What gets an in memoriam, but the name became so.
Yeah, this goes right into my luck with teams that I get from the player transfer market. All 3 of them have died. One of them was the very first game I hired after him, like the 2 seasons ago when I played with all you guys. That very first game where I lost 700 TV.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I played a Necro team, and I lost 700 TV, and I went down from like where I'm at now, like 1890, down to like 1300, and then I played a Robbie, and I was down to like 800 TV 2 games into the season. Yeah.
I remember that one stretch where you lost like 8 blitzers in 8 games or something. Like I killed one of them,
It was ridiculous. They literally couldn't keep a player alive. They weren't like, oh, it's a strength bust. No, it was like he rolled with death. Like it was just like deaths. That's why I have like 25 deaths sustained with this team. It's dumb.
Hey, at least you finally have a Richard Bong on your team.
Yeah, I was like, who do I replace Blackhawk with? I'll go with Richard Bong. So.
I've been saying that for literally seasons that you needed to have a Richard Bong on your team.
I tried to name him Dick Bong, but it wouldn't let me. So
it won't let you name any player Dick.
It's a crime shame.
You could probably go in and edit the badwords.txt file and
yeah, that sounds like a work that is worth.
It's not actually very much work. It's literally in an unencrypted text file.
You could probably go clear it out and do whatever you want with names.
Yeah. Like it's the most cyanide thing. It's just like in an unencrypted text file stored locally is where they keep the censored you can't name your team or player this file.
Yeah, and that's all great until you try and play with someone else and it fucks up because it doesn't show the name of the player on their side and it's just like random ass script tech.
There's no way that Cyanide checks something twice.
Once.
I guarantee it only checks when you're trying to type it in.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but see, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, see, that's gonna cause issues if I do that, because I'm thinking about someone who programs something.
Yeah, because you can do stuff like I play teams where I use like different teams. So it's fine.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of weird shit with like colors and the names. And...
Yeah, they're like the bright neon green team. You're like, what the fuck? Like the players on neon green. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Ravenpo had his tree that had the green name. It was called Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your team's in a good spot too. You have all the edgy that I want. That I had that died.
This is a nice team.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much where I want it. The only piece where you might say you might want something else is like Agi on the thrower, but I mean, at this point, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He's got everything else.
Yeah.
Getting a couple more linemen would be nice. I think at least one more, so you have at least one bench.
Yeah, I think that's the plan before. I have to see and look exactly because I'm not getting out stuff under TV. You have to see exactly what star player and how it's going to work out, like math-wise, whether it's worth getting another lineman.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Kodiak drew up for that matchup.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, this is kind of a weird team to play against.
Very weird.
Same thing I've done the last 2 matches in a row now, where you play. It's not loners, but it's just all rookies. So
yeah,
it's hard.
I feel like giving up another human lineman 50.
Yeah.
When you're giving up,
basically,
when you're already giving up
already,
50,
like 700 is not. Yeah, it's like it's not game changing. It's like, oh, they get an extra babe or something. Like
anything good has already been bought at 650.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely.
I guess the argument turning a babe into a bribe is kind of scary.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was kind of looking at.
But then you have the extra lineman to counter out the bribe. But I don't know.
Because me as a brat, what I would do here is I'd pick up a bribe, a star player.
Especially because he is the pile-on, so having the bench lets you foul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to think about.
This team is so like, how did they make? I don't understand.
They've taken some damage recently. They had some very
like I'm sure
no
they
longer on the
had
team.
blockers that were not rookies.
Yeah.
And blitzers that had more than one skill.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Night Juggler is obviously a rebuy.
Night Juggler is back.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you completely destroy what's left of his team.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit.
I think you have a team.
I just like that both of our power on blitzers are both movement busted, so we're staying near the center. So I think that's better for me. Because like his team's going to be slower, and the fact that his best piece is even slower, I mean, it's going to be hard. He's only got one tackle, too, and it's going to be that slow piece. So if it's on the ground, he's using it to pile on. I mean, I'm going to throw Daniel Chappie with that jump up sidestep. like I've been doing all season. He just sits down on the backfield, and I hope his AV8 doesn't break on blodge. And if he doesn't, he just jump up. He doesn't need to roll because he's not making a block. He just jump ups and run to the end zone.
Yeah, and then you have the you give more guard than him. I feel like you should win this.
Yeah, I mean, stay that, and then I lose. So
Gerber is a solid coach, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and giving up the
I've
wizard.
played against him before in a couple other things, but yeah.
I don't know what inducements Bretonia can get.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to humans.
Yeah, I think it's humans plus that maybe one or two of the elf ones.
Yeah, I think they get Sidewinder, and then
I think they get a couple of the Wood Elf ones.
2 games ago, he was down 750 TV, so basically same roster. He did Griff, and he got a dirty player lineman.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
can
then
see
I'm
that.
sure he got, maybe, the other stuff in the background, but he's been winning with this roster, not anything reduced.
Yeah, and that's what I saw that when I looked earlier today, because I was sitting in waiting rooms all day. But yeah, he's been playing with like no team pretty much and doing well with it.
Yeah.
All right.
He's lost 1 of his last 7 games.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close to where I am. I think we're both coming on in a pretty strong tilt to the end of the season.
I feel like Griff is such a good piece. Like you could almost guarantee he gets that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's like 350.
Other star player you're going to it's 420, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, he's more than I thought. Yeah, so I bet he gets that in either a bribe or another lineman or maybe a wizard.
Griff is 320.
Oh,
320, not 420. Okay, he's even worse.
320, and for those who aren't familiar with him, he's a 7-4-4-8 piece with a block, dodge, fend, sprint, and shoot.
Yeah, he's super good.
Basically a strength 4 version of like Chuck Yeager.
His previous night juggler died a couple of games ago. He was a blitzer with frenzy, dodge, sidestep, and tackle.
Oh, yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he did.
I think if I were Gerber, I would take Griff, a wizard, and then a lineman.
Yeah, so I was thinking Griff, Wizard, Bribe. Is what I was thinking.
Bribe would be okay too, because he's got.
Oh, how
You could do that and a
He's
lineman.
only at 11 though. Yeah.
Because they'd be 570 plus a lineman, so that'd be like 620.
Yeah, and then he's got a little bit of a bank.
He's got some bank.
So then if I do the extra lineman, he might be able to do the dirty player lineman, but he'll probably inducements come that anyway. So
Yeah.
You can only spend 40.
What?
is that true?
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
That's a cap.
Is that a playoff rule?
Huh.
The
Oh.
playoff rule? That's crazy.
I don't know where I read that, but I definitely read that. I'm
Interesting.
gonna go look for it now.
Yeah, that's new then.
I've
That
heard.
definitely changes. I'll have to do math now. Great.
Yeah.
I have that. No, yeah, I've seen that as a house rule before, but not in a league this big. Seems really tough
Yeah,
to
are you
make.
sure that's not rookie?
Yeah, maybe that's rookie.
I've never seen that in REBBL. So that'd be a new thing, which I would be surprised hasn't been talked about a bunch now that playoffs started.
Yeah, I guess it's probably something else.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad balancing tool. It's just really hard to get people to actually do that.
It would fit it a little more like tabletop rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen playoff games where people scum an entire wizard before, like 150 wizard.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not.
It only makes sense to do if you're the underdog.
Yeah,
I will be at
on
some
like 400 TV, spend like 80K on a bribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I want 1 bribe or 2 bribes? It's like, I want to follow this guy into oblivion. 2 bribes.
Yeah.
I almost did that once this season. I think I just got a Chorf instead, but
Like, if you have 2 bribes, you can pretty much foul the entire game. That's what it
Yeah, you
to
can
get
take
super
like
unlucky.
dumb fouls.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I had it last match. It was like 12-13
fouls.
Yeah.
Like if it's a good enough piece, if it's his best piece, like in this thing, like Ice Juggler, if he had 2 bribes, I'd throw an undecisive foul on that. Just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this should
Why
be
do you have a
interesting.
beer stand?
Oh yeah.
Because I was going to pick Frenzy before my cock died.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've wanted that for like half
Because that is the
an hour.
one thing you were missing on those blitzers. Is it would be nice to have
Yeah, so that's if Richard Bong gets there, he hits Frenzy. I thought about it for maybe for the Klepto piece, but I don't know. I don't want to put Algae 4 on Frenzy. That sounds like a terrible comp.
Yeah, and then like getting stand firm as your fifth skill is really hard.
Cool. Yeah, it should be a good match. I might be around either like co-cast or stream it. I mean, it will be streamed.
Yeah,
but
we're both looking to try to get involved. But,
yeah,
it's a little late.
And that's my fault again. So thanks again for everyone dealing with my crazy schedule. Because I actually was in Italy for one of the games this season. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, that was rough. I forget who that was against, but someone. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our second place team, Sterling Hornets, who had the best TD differential in the league, and quite the piece that didn't quite make it to the end of the season. The White Raven.
Yeah.
That was like 2 weeks in a row, wasn't it? You got like, you had to app him in my game and then he died right away again or something.
I may have had to app him in our game, but yeah, I used the appo on I think Belikov Swift before White Raven died in the game against the Skaven Rat Rodents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't have the appo for the White Raven, but like I also wasn't super surprised that he died because for some reason with this team, like even back in like the Eurogamer and like the last season that I played, like I have blitzers dying like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This season has actually been really good for blitzers not dying because only one died.
The season's been really good for your entire team.
Yeah,
You
got a really
have
good armor roll.
13 players as pro elves.
I mean, I have 13 players as Wood Elves.
Yeah, but like you get Wood elves get the tree, which really cuts
Yeah.
down on the line attrition.
If
Like,
I had a tree,
pro
the entire
elves
time,
don't
I'd
have
like,
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Freaking tree.
oddly enough, I think I attribute it to the bashiness. Because,
I think it's because you go block first rather than going dodge first. A lot of elf
Yeah,
teams go dodge first, but you go block first on everything.
I found that it doesn't matter, and I just die to whichever one I didn't take.
yes, same.
That's how my luck goes, but apparently his luck is people roll both downs against him, because I feel like I rolled a lot of both downs against him, and it's just like, oh, now I have to dodge away.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I'm hitting like with block, I feel more confident to hit other player, or, opposing players, so they're not hitting me, and like you're more likely to succeed a 2-die block than you are a 2+ dodge.
You are.
So I mean, yeah, 2+ with a reroll is really nice.
It's 1 in 36 versus basically you have to dub skull, which is
Also 1 in 36.
well, it's 1 in 36, but then you
can re-roll it. Yeah.
So then that's like 1 in
So
whatever.
it's
One
better
in
to get the 2-die block. So that's
1,000 or something.
1297.
Right. Well, and the thing that elves can run into with that, if they just can't generate a die block to be able to free themselves up, but you have 3 guard pieces and 2 strength ups. Like I think that's actually a really important part of it is you're able to take all of those blocks because the guard and the strength ups start clearing things out to get you the other 2 dies.
Yeah, and on top of that, if I can't get the 2-die block for some reason or another, I mean, I've got 2+ dodges to reposition.
Yeah.
Right. You have that bailout.
You're basically the reason I took my other guard line, my guard catcher, because like, oh, apparently having more than one guard is really good.
That's so nice.
Oh yeah, it is.
Well,
I had a guard guy for a single game. I think.
Yeah, like
I may
your
actually be
first guard
confusing
piece-
it with a different rat team that I'm
having your first guard piece is like super good, but like usually I only ever get one with the double. Usually I get other stuff with the second double.
Yeah.
But after playing against him, and he had like, at that point when I got that second guard, I also had a plus strength piece. Thank you very much, Clontulu.
No problem. Just
I think you killed it on like turn 15 too, which was like the nail in the coffin. I was just like, sick. But, yeah, just like playing a more bashy elf game, and like with the tree even, because the tree's gonna eventually have guard, so I'll have 3 guard.
Yeah, the tree is like not really count.
Yeah, it's not. It helps with the LOS blocks. Like if you have the guard, and then you can put a piece, like you can put one of the catchers behind the tree, so they can't cancel the assist. It makes getting a 2-die on the tree really hard.
Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest problems is like once I get hooked on the bash, like I get really hooked on the bash, and then I want to go in and like, you know what? I think I can take that strength 6 tree, or like let's go all in, and then I get like, push, and I'm like, I'm gonna get smashed.
I think when we played, my tree was M&G.
Yeah, I don't think I fought your tree, but like,
it's
what really got me in the game, the Kimry game. I faced Kimry twice with this team, and it basically, the first game I was like, these guys are like mostly AV7. I'll go all bash because I've got like block and dodge, and then like I had a blitz or die and like stuff go really bad. So when I faced him this season, I was like, all right, you know what? Let's play a screen game. Let's try not to go in. Oh, I got a blitz all in.
I always overcommit on blitzes.
Result in the beginning was like almost screwed me over.
And actually, in a lot of my games, in an attempt to go for a win and not tie, I would occasionally put my ball carrier in a position where people would want to come and blitz them and hit them, because then it creates this situation where, if I can manage to cover the ball or hang on to it and get into a fight and then still score, it puts me in a good spot. And maybe it's not a winning play, but that blitz against.
I don't think it worked out so well for you.
No,
you got in a lot of fights.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea to like, when elves are screening and they're really confident that they're gonna like, oh, I'm gonna stall you till turn 8. Like, give them that little bit of bait to be like, hey, you can come get the ball if you go all in. They go all in, then you just tear their head off.
Yeah, especially because you don't have the option to audible into like, I'm gonna run fast and potato.
Yeah.
For Kimry, it's tough to get into a second gear. But yeah, it is fun.
Yeah, the Camry gear was just trying to leave the mark on every single team.
Yeah.
Does anybody not have a lasting injury from that match?
I didn't get any injuries.
I
had a bunch of badly hurts. I think I had like 5 badly hurts.
I definitely had to burn my Apo on like some, probably one of my runners dying or something like that. Ultra Craig just tore me up. That's for sure.
Yeah. Fend was really good. Fend's a good skill.
Yeah. But yeah, let's look at your playoff match. I don't know if you've gotten this one scheduled against.
I actually, he just replied on Reddit. I haven't looked back. But it sounds like we're looking at like a Tuesday or Wednesday at 8 p.m. I think is what came up.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably, if he's good with it, like a Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern is probably what we'll go with.
Okay.
That's a ridiculous Chorf team.
It is.
That's a lot of plus strength on that Chorf team.
Yeah.
This is going to be a screening match. I am in no way going to attempt to bash.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous.
One thing I will say, so I've played against this coach when I played Underworld, and I think part of the reason they have such a nice team is that they are kind of protective of it, and they will. They do lean into the salt train pretty hard if things start getting weird, which your team is weird. Like I don't think even if they look at your team and see all the block, they're not going to know like how bashy you can be. And I'm not saying go all block, but I am saying like be ready to pull that out.
I'm definitely going to hunt the hobgoblins. Like that's my like Hawk is going to go hobgoblin hunting for sure. Because if I can take care of that,
get good blocks on the bulls, I always find that a good thing too. Because the people are like, "Oh, they're strength 4, but you have a lot of guard and strength 4."
Yeah, well, he does have a strength 5 bull, which is just like
Yeah. But if
That's
you
gross.
can kill a strength 5 bull,
Yeah.
people get so tilted.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's I think my friend played against Voltron this season, and the first 7 turns he was just like so tilted he wasn't even really like playing the game right.
Yeah. Yeah. He will do that until like the very end, and you're like, oh, that's okay, buddy. You can turn this around. And they're like, okay, cool. And then they tie or
Yeah.
beat you.
And then you tie and you're like, oh, sick. I should not have said anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real. Yeah. Big in the crocodile tears. But
yeah.
yeah. So I think
Well-
don't play scared. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they've got so much strength. Like, I really need to make sure I don't get like too stuck in. But I'm like I said, I'm definitely gonna try to hobgoblin hunt, and like, I mean, I'm Sterling Hornet, so if I get the chance to bash, I will. But I'll try to screen more than just because all that strength up, like I can outstrength that. All that guard as well, like got me beat.
Yeah.
The fact that you have a bigger bench than him is really nice too. If you can use your mighty blow to get rid of his hobs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you can kind of bully the
so
Hobbs
weird.
a bit. And then he has to play down against elves, which is like always. Ugh.
Yeah, you know, once you get a mana advantage and then you go into like a screen, like he can't beat you because
They're so slow. Yeah.
yeah, screening against
So
Or-
the bulls are deceptively fast.
Oh,
Like
sure.
they
Yeah.
don't look that fast, but they can definitely book it if they have to.
yeah, the sprint sure feet really makes the bulls weird, and then they're also strength 4.
Or
you have your
5
diving
in that
tackle.
one's case.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your diving tackle is always really nice against bulls too, because it's tackle diving tackle, which he might not catch.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how often he's gonna be like trying to dodge away with his bull from him. I feel like in most cases, if he gets a chance to like hit Hawk, he's probably gonna go for it. Especially because he has tackle on the strength 5.
Yeah, well, I think the bull he'd use to dodge away would be the dodge sure hands one.
Yeah. The one that looks like a ball carrier.
Yeah, the backup ball carrier or the main ball carrier.
Bull. Damn it. I thought it was only sure hands with Hobgoblin, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take him out and then I can just strip all
No,
my
he's got it on a bull too.
Yeah.
Which has
I'll just have to
not only dodge but also
sidestep.
sidestep.
Yeah.
Which I don't
know that
about.
I like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to take him
Like-
to sidestep.
I mean, it probably looks pretty goofy seeing a bull
Like-
centaur sidestep around.
I could have had it, and I thought about it.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing, like I think there are better uses for a double on something like that.
Stand
You can
firm
take
on a
like
normal.
yeah, you can just take stand firm on a normal, and it accomplishes basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that would be better as like a, I don't know, jump up or something.
A jump up would be like really good because then he's fast.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
yeah, he's
only-
like
only
fast
movement
from the
6, right?
ground.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, he's fast even if you knock him down.
Yeah, jump up on the piece that you want to be like receiving or actually be some sort of ball carrier, receiving threat to hand off to is huge because a lot of people when they're positioning forget about pieces on the ground and suddenly this piece is 8 squares down the pitch and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could get rid of his hobs and then
But you always snake the second go for it.
yeah.
That's why you gotta get your feet.
Well, you have it.
Yeah, he's got yeah. You gotta I don't know. The TV is really close, which is nice. Because you're the underdog, I might get like a babe with your cash.
I'm definitely doing that. Originally, like before this recap, I didn't realize that you could get your MGs back in. So I was gonna get like a wizard and a babe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, now that I see I can get those guys back, yeah, I think although a wizard would be so nice to have in this match.
What pieces are MG'd?
I think it's like my unskilled lineman, but also my kick guard piece.
The kick guard would be handy.
I did MNG that guy.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.
Nice guy.
Let me know. Let me know next time you need something else MNG, and maybe I'll see if I can do even better.
The other lineman, not that like useful.
Yeah.
But
know,
the kick is so good against
kicks really good.
Kick is
Score.
just such a good skill on a fast team.
If I get
especially against a slow team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can kick it deep every time and just make him like split his team and try to pressure him that way.
Exactly, and that's what my thought is. And then if somehow I do, my Mighty Blow Blitzer is able to take out Hobgoblins and I do get the man advantage, I can kick it short and cover.
Yeah, make him do those 75% pickups up close next to you.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think kick will be worth it.
Yeah, I think clearing the MNG is probably worth it.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, and just getting a Babe I think will be good enough. I mean, I've made it through this. I mean, the majority of this season, I don't think I got a Wizard at all for anything.
No, you've been high in TV against pretty much everyone.
Yeah, with all these strength ups and.
Yeah, you have a really bloaty team.
Yeah,
you also had the movement 9 or movement 8 at U5 guy.
White Ray.
Yeah, this is the team at a like relatively cheap level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Should be an interesting match. Once we decide on a time for sure, I'll make sure I post something about it.
That'd be great. Yeah, we'll try to get in on it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, ready to move on to our final
division leader,
our champion.
Yeah. Tainted Brewers. Least touchdowns allowed. In just a measly 8.
He had a lot of shutouts.
Yeah.
It was 3 touchdowns outside of the 3 games I lost.
Yeah.
And 2 of those were against Skaven.
And only 5
turners.
touchdowns. 5 touchdowns in the 3 games you lost is even pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our game was wild.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I honestly I had a lot of those games. Like you, Craig Pitbutt, Rats and Nim, Space Lions game was like that too.
Yeah.
I think our game could have gone like either way.
Yeah, well, and that's why I was like, the only mad game that I didn't have a chance in was Go Work Orange. There was just no way.
I think our game
Sterling Hornets, I was all over him on his drive.
Yeah.
The ball was down a bunch of times, and I just couldn't get it done. But I had a chance that game, and against you, I played bad. But again, it was like 1 or 2 rolls, and I think I still have a pretty good chance of scoring at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I don't even think you played bad for like 3 turns. Like you just made
that's true.
Like 3 bad choices.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a 1-0.
Yeah. But I feel like my offense was pretty poor all season, but my defense was really tight. So.
Which shows.
Yeah, I think I scored a lot on. Yeah, I think I scored a lot on my opponent's drive. Well, and I just remember it's like against David, I had his guy on his end zone. He had the ball on the end zone, and I just didn't re-roll a bull block.
Oh,
you got a both down, or both down push or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you dodged out, threw it, handed it off,
didn't have
and scored.
Yet. It was a stumble push.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I dodged because I don't have block. And then I 3+2+ and passed it all the squares.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, the first half of the season I couldn't really hit anything, and then it got a bit better. I mean, I'm only a +8, so I guess it was really just that one game.
He was pretty good against me.
Yeah,
I didn't have almost a chance against you when we played.
I think I just got a lot of KOs, to be honest. I had a lot of KOs this season, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna I definitely stacked up the ball. Am I gonna which?
Mickey Mantle, the bull with the niggle.
Yeah, I was considering ditching him for the last game of the season, but seeing as I was against our Firefight, I didn't want to put a Ricky Bull out there, so I just decided to keep him for the playoffs, and then
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Unless he
blodge,
dies during the playoffs and I'm still in, then you know.
yeah. The blodge will be good in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's solid.
Yeah. Speaking of, oh yeah, good. And we have the level up markers here too, if we want to talk about those. But yeah, scheduled for Saturday at noon Eastern time. Is that right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
We've got lizards.
I'd probably take guard on Peter Cook.
That's probably what I'm doing.
I haven't
spends a lot of
Dan
time
Firm
on
would
the
be really
ground,
good too, though.
Yeah, I was thinking that because
What about-
but he also
grab.
What about Dauntless?
I don't like Dauntless.
He's about to fight 6 strength 4 pieces.
Yeah.
But
with the
Dauntless
claw.
is solid on turf blockers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he already has 5.
He's got a bunch. Yeah, but like, so the thing is, like, it's like turf blockers wind up punching things that are stronger than them often enough that like it's just like useful to have.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like it'd be nice to be able to blitz a source with only 1 assist instead of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. Stand Firm is also really good.
Yeah. Stand Firm is really good in like the block match because it turns pushes into
just nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get hit back.
I would like guard and stand firm better if he wasn't AV busted.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, and because of that, he's almost always piling on every turn.
Yeah, so
exactly.
maybe
Which makes guard and stand firm
go with
like-
Dauntless then.
That was my If he was not that, I would have said guard better at like helping or hitting. But if he's gonna be on the ground, so.
And then I'd probably get sure hands on Richard Burton.
Yeah,
And maybe
that's
you'd
what I was
fire
thinking as well.
Ram Shafi.
If you
We
fire
want
Ramsey
the
Shafi,
dual threat hobgoblins I've had all season.
because if you fire him and replace him with a normal hobgoblin, then suddenly that's 60 TV gone.
Yeah, and you're the underdog then.
You're the underdog, and you can spend some of that cash on, you can get a bribe. Just,
Yeah.
like foul this dude to death,
Um.
or keep it. Whatever.
Yeah, I think the Blod Sure Hands Agi hob is a lot better than the Sure Hands Block Fend one.
Yeah, for sure. And
I don't
that
think
one
you need
definitely
both
is
of
what I was
them.
looking for.
Because hob, like if you're gonna carry the hob, it's gonna level fast.
Yeah.
And then having, because right now like you don't have enough unskilled hobs to put on the line, or even like dirty player hobs. So if you got rid of him, you could have another unskilled hob for line stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you treat Richard Burton kind of like Trox treats Little Umph and just keeps him kind of protected at all times, I think you won't have to feel like you need that backup.
Yeah, it might even be worth like not fielding him on defense.
Right.
I usually don't field them on defense.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I think.
Well, you
I
did
don't
it
know
against
either.
me because
I think earlier in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, a protect 8, like if you want to have your blockers and centaur off the line, like he would have to go on the line.
Yeah. What about the dirty player? Wrestle or something?
I do wrestle.
Yeah, wrestle or fend. He doesn't have any piling on, so wrestle.
Oh, yeah, I like wrestle better than fend. He does have a juggernaut piece, but
Yeah, that's what I figured. Dauntless is interesting though for Peter Cook.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's what I think I would do. Dauntless, fire Ramses, get sure hands, and take wrestle. And then the wrestle keeps him alive on the line longer too.
right, because on defense, you might have to put him on the.
Yeah.
I like the wrestle guy for that. And I mean, juggernaut's irrelevant because he's not going to blitz him there.
Yeah.
And other than that, he should be protected.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think this is a very winnable. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I think
That's a nice lizard man team. You got to go after those sources.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can get some early source removals,
Like
the game
your
should
team
be
is
fine.
the team that Lizardmen have trouble against.
Yeah.
He has a lot of lodge sources.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty, right? He has a lot invested in that, and he's facing 7 tackle pieces.
Yeah, like it doesn't even matter, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is what? 4 times. That's 100.
4 times 30. Yeah, it's 120. It's a weird dodge.
Yeah, it's 120 TV and something that doesn't matter. It's beautiful.
I'd probably get rid of the postman too. That's weird that he's carrying a double
that is
busted.
Really weird. That's the thing.
I wonder if he's gonna fire it right before the game, maybe. I don't know how long he's had it. Double movement busted.
Yeah, I don't know.
He must not think diving tackle is a fake skill.
Yeah. So the first skinks diving tackle is like all you can like you get sidestep diving tackle.
Yeah, I know.
The piece.
Yeah.
You got diving tackle
on the Croxagore. Oh, that
is a really good
block. That's crazy.
Why didn't he get blocked?
Yeah.
Wait, that's
dodge.
like
one of those
gosh.
He's gonna put his strength 5 bonehead piece on the ground that has cancer.
Yeah. I guess his thought is with diving tackle tail.
Yeah, diving tackle tail makes you.
That really must have been a thought.
That
must have been.
But
I think just giving it block is better.
Yeah, there's teams that just ignore the diving tackle and hit you.
Right, like I would look at that and be like, cool. Like
okay, you wasted this double. That could have been block, which I actually care about.
Yeah. Like I could see it as a second double, but even then I'd take dodge.
No,
dodge is so
pro.
good.
You take dodge or you take pro.
Or you take block and then pro for doubles to get rid of the bonehead.
Yeah. I guess
it's dodge or pro, but it's not diving tackle.
Yeah.
Dodge maybe too.
I've always wanted a blodge tree.
I like dodge on the things like the Crocs or the beast where you have the tail or the tentacle, or just like sticking it someplace is so valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is still a pretty nice lizard team. Like those Sauruses.
His Sauruses have a lot of development.
It's pretty damn impressive
when you kill them.
Even if we discount like the dodge, he's got that nice surf. Watch the sidelines. He's got.
Yeah, he's got the surf. He's got the 2 break tackle.
Not very bashy though. Just 2 mighty blow.
2 mighty blow, and that's it.
And the Crocs.
Yeah. But yeah, you're 7 tackle, and then you outguard him. Like if you,
yeah. This seems like a match I think is in your favor. But
yeah, and then if you could focus the skinks because they're stunty AV7.
Yeah.
Strength 2.
I would think Ryan Dunn goes skink hunting. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. That's definitely his job.
Yeah.
I mean, he usually goes for the ball, so.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just gonna get some spare skinks on the way this time.
Yeah, I would maybe even like not worry about the ball and just like, hey, I'm gonna hit skinks.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you can get rid of all 5 skinks, you win the game.
I mean, Saurus ball is a thing.
It totally is a thing. Yeah, that's when the ball bounces right into a Saurus hands and like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this one should be fun to watch.
I'll be looking to get on the cast for this.
Yeah,
I think you're so iffy on that.
Iffy, yeah, but hoping to be around for some of it at least. So cool. All right. Well, to end the season and end the party cap, we have a few of the questions that you all answered that I tallied up, and so this is our MVP vote and who we're most looking forward to seeing next season, not looking forward to seeing next season, etc. And for the division MVP, it was pretty spread out. Basically, Tim's team or Gwali. There was 4 different. If you count one of Tim's Gross Gutter Runners or Stormvermin as a vote for Tim's team, you had 4 different pieces on Tim's team that received a vote here, which was pretty amazing.
That's great.
Gwali takes it because
It's kind of funny that we all
with
put,
a
like,
whopping
different
2
stuff.
votes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This topic definitely or this question was definitely the weirdest one. I think we talked about it a little bit on the last stream of just like, Kodiak and I watch all these matches and watch, all of you all play throughout the whole season. So like we know all these names and not necessarily you all, know them as well as us. So this one was like, I knew who I wanted to vote for MVP, but a little tougher for people that aren't watching all these different pieces.
I do appreciate the most violent player.
Yes, Guali. I like the star player vote because we did have some fun hijinks with star players this season with Ramtut and Boomer. Ultra Craig.
Boomer for best value for sure.
89 to 10K. Disgusting.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I'm glad I can pass on the wisdom of taking Nuffle's altar as Norse, the wisdom and folly, I guess. But yeah, and then Walnut, Little Oomph, Martin Brisby rounding it out. I think
I don't even think Walnut was even close to MVP worthy.
He
didn't do that much.
Yeah, it's a really nice piece.
I'm back.
Hey.
It changes the way you play my team,
Welcome
but
back.
it's never done a lot.
Came back just because you heard us shouting Guali into the ether.
I didn't even realize we were at that part of the thing. I was just like, I'm home. Let's go. And I saw you guys were all in, and I was like, yep, okay. It's still happening.
Yeah, just wrapping up on the last bits of the exit interview. And congrats. Guali was feared amongst at least 2 coaches.
At least 2 coaches.
I will say, I didn't vote in this. Of course, not being in the div. I would have voted for Martin Brisby.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
In the sense of most value, as in he added them any one player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the Rats of Nim.
Yeah. I had my vote like that, but then I had to go with my heart, and Ultra Craig got my vote. So
that's a good vote too.
Yeah. Little Umph, I think, is a good vote too, because I think it definitely gave Trox a different dynamic.
Trox's team without Little Umph is not as scary because it doesn't have the blodge carrier that's fast.
Yeah, and he literally was not worried about ball handling, which in playing against him before and seeing other times where he hadn't had Little Umph, there was always a concern, who's picking it up, how am I gonna, make sure it's safe and all that.
The edgy 4 really helps a lot too.
Yeah. When I got my edgy 4 Pesticor, it was holy shit, this team actually can play a game.
Yeah, because that's the weakness is edgy 3.
And slow too, and having that extra speed, so that if the kick is deep, can still not get too stuck.
Little Umph's basically a line elf.
Yeah, move 7's really nice. It means you can, and it means he can move from the line of scrimmage to the 2 turns without go for it and just stuff like that. He's just got that little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
And with AG4, he can dodge to cut corners.
And it has dodge.
Exactly. He's good at getting where he needs to.
Yeah, I don't know what it says about Tim's team that nobody could decide who was the most fearsome.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised that Kiki Jiki didn't get an MVP vote.
I mean, he was dead by that point for the last 4 games. So
never got to see him.
Well, my team got a lot worse without him because I can't just wander into the middle of 4 dudes and pick up the ball and wander out anymore.
That's why I took sure hands on Walnut because I had the lineman to sack with, and then I was like, I'll just jump in and pick it up, and if I have the dodge reroll to get in and sack, and then Walnut has the leap, which is not a reroll, then I'll take sure hands and I'll have a reroll for that too, and then I'll have a dodge to get out.
Is Walnut that disgusting word answer?
Yeah, that's my word answer.
See, I was blessed because when I went into your game, I was like, oh god, this is going to be a terrifying game. This is one of the scariest Agi teams I have to go up of many Agi teams. And you're just out, like everything important. And I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, I played you, Walnut and Michael Jackson were both gone.
I think.
Well, no, I think I
played you
injured
the
Michael
game
Jackson.
before.
Yeah,
I think I played
was-
David the
yeah.
game before Pimp did.
But pretty much just all my the whole
you
the whole
started
first
at,
6
like,
weeks.
2,000 team value.
Yeah,
Wood
Yeah.
elf.
Yep.
yeah,
Had both.
I'm back
And
there now.
then everything died.
yeah. I'm 2000 again. 1950, 1980, something like that.
When I took this survey, I was like on my phone though, I believe, so I couldn't remember anybody's names, and it was gonna be like, I think because there's this one gutter runner that Tim just kept like suiciding into my ball carrier for triple red dice.
Yeah,
and, like,
Triform Cutter.
yeah, and just like just stripping the ball every single time.
It's
I was
like
like, oh.
90% to work. Like,
Yeah, it's really good. People like if you don't have sure hands, the red die is 97% chance to work.
My red dice are so terrible. They never.
Yeah.
Like
There's
so-
always a lurking skull.
As long as you have wrestle. If you have wrestle, tackle, strip, ball.
Well, Triform Cutter, if he ever makes it to Legend, is taking Leap. Because I found
Yeah.
that I really want like Leap to get in there.
Yeah, the leap makes it a lot easier than the dodge because the leap's
Yeah.
a 3+.
Even if he does have 2 heads, like it's still
Yeah, you can 2
like-
heads out if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
well, and like a lot of the time you're dodging into like 3 or 4 tackle
Mhm.
zones, and it's like that's pretty bad at that point.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised when you were playing against Clown Thulu because he left a lot of like -2 dodges to hit the ball. And even with the bad recovery, I think putting the ball on the ground.
I mean,
is worth it.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, oh, he's elves, he'll just pick it back up again.
Yeah,
But it's like it does make him like actually do it. I don't know.
yeah, it makes him roll the dice, and
To be honest, I did have that the mighty blow sitting in the cage, kind of waiting for that to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Tackle
like
and everything like that was my.
there were definitely a lot of like, oh, you have to dive into or dodge into like diving tackle,
yeah,
and 2 tackle zones, and it's like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, kind of on that point, everybody who bought players going into the season, how did they do for you?
They died.
Well,
yeah.
Triform Cutter is on this list.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then Little Umph is on the list.
Little Lump. Furious Fred.
And
Furious
Aldi
Fred was
was
my,
actually
like-
my MVP.
Furious
I
Fred
am,
did well for me this season. Like, I
Yeah, I
don't know
think-
what it is. He's so shitty. Just
Yeah.
on paper, he's so shitty. Like, he's just like waddles up and just injures things, and you're like, oh, okay, good job, Fred. I mean, I guess you've earned your way. He's like a
I guess
grizzled
you've earned.
veteran,
I
you know?
guess you've earned your keep for this game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay, I'll probably kill you in the morning, but you know, like maybe you just keep working hard. Good night. Yeah.
Just gets really mad. No one believes in him.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the thrower 666 who somebody killed him and I appoed back. I think it might have been Tim. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, it was great having like a thrower / like carrier.
Oh yeah, where I killed 666.
Yeah.
and you would almost use the April on Party,
Yeah.
the block before.
Just to troll Kodiak would have been the most amazing, awful
I
thing.
was really sad that you hadn't used it.
Yeah, because you wanted
The block before, because
Yeah.
well, like I saw you thinking about it. And I'm like, please do it.
Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I thought, oh, they might be done killing stuff. Yeah. Because it definitely was not.
No. You're an AV7 team, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Michael Jackson, not worth it. Because of the fireball in the first or second game of the season, armor busting him. Really,
Yeah.
You blitzed your entire team. What am I supposed to do? Because I'm fireball it.
yeah. I honestly forgot about the fireball. Had I remembered the fireball, I would have spread out a little bit more.
It was like a 5-person fireball on turn 1.
It was only 4, but it was like my best players.
Yeah.
I like honestly, it's like, oh, a blitz, I can get the ball. I might as well get the ball. And then yeah.
Yeah. The rest was history there.
Usually I don't even have to worry about wizards because you just have two people in the backfield and the wizard is a lightning bolt. And you're like, whatever. I didn't even think about it. Especially because it was like turn 0, so I was like,
yep.
Like I should have thought about it, but I just didn't. And
the only person I did that game besides setup was Fireball. So
yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, so Michael Jackson not worth it because after the armor bust, he took an edgy bust like 2 games later. And then with the edgy bust, he's just not worth it because the pass block isn't as good.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's shift over. Got trust me, I didn't no collusion. I didn't change the vote on this one. This one was a bit slanted towards me, but I think because I also come with instant recaps or guaranteed recaps, I guess. That did seem to be the comment for a lot of this was people wanting to continue to be in the recap, which I appreciate. But otherwise, it was Troxbird's award for sure.
He's a very good streamer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of
fun to play against too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of know what you're gonna get, but it's gonna be entertaining either way. That was most of the comments for him. There was the streams, and then Tim Nielsen and Clown Thulu each getting a vote, which might have been like revenge matches.
I think it's Gojira voted for me. Because he loves beating up my team.
Yes, I can confirm. Yeah.
I don't remember who I put. I think I put Trox.
Yeah. The Clown Cthulhu vote was from Trox. So
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would love a rematch against Trox. It was a fun game. It was super intense.
Yeah. And that's a possibility. Depending on how Challengers goes.
That's true.
And then for least one,
actually, I'm gonna jump in here.
Okay.
I'll say mine.
Oh, okay.
Which is I would be most excited for Sterling Hornets to make it to Div 2.
Oh.
I would love to go up against like Bash Pro.
You're nerd. Never mind. I'll stay out of it. That's okay.
Wrong. You can't pass, and I have disturbing presence and tentacles.
That's what makes it so
appearance. Like your team is built to bash against elves.
Wait, you don't want to play me?
Like, no, wait, you have claw. That's not fair.
That's just like I don't want to see that much claw, man. You got more than
I only have 3 right now.
Yeah,
you probably
about 2.
outguard him and outclaw him.
Yeah, he way outguards me.
Yeah,
no, I'd be die at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, you just gotta murder Peter Cook. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
It'll happen at some point.
Him.
That's when they'll get replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's eventually gonna happen, but
yeah.
Can confirm none of my blitzers will die ever. So.
Well, yes, and so that's a good transition to least wanted div mate Gojira, running away with this one. We also had a 3 vote for Gojira, Troxbergs, and Pimp Pimp. And yeah, Pimp Pimp was second with 2 votes. A lot of spread out votes here.
The bash teams.
Yeah, but mostly bash teams.
Yeah, and Ponazurus is the least bashy team on that list.
Yep. Yeah.
Weirdly, yes.
Yes.
crazy werewolves.
Yeah, with 2 Mighty Blow werewolves.
I did like the vote for none. Somebody just wanting us all to stay together for one more season.
That was me.
Oh, nice. Well, or yes, or just that you think you
want to murder some more.
Yeah, you want to murder.
I think if we play the same division, I lose 7 games. I had so many tight games that were just like 1 or 2 rolls go the other way.
I feel like the div was filled with a lot of really tight games, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
Yeah, the fact I didn't draw was crazy.
Yeah, the bottom.
Oh yeah, I need to hit up
Three
Heronsword
teams.
because he's got a running mate, dude, for the
Yeah.
the ties.
You should. I don't know if you were in the stream when we were talking about that a little, but yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely a lot of games that swung one way or the other, and yeah, definitely felt like I was learning something new each week about like trying to win instead of tie, or trying to tie instead of lose.
Yeah. Well, it's just that like my team is just like, well, one, I have a really bad experience because playing orcs versus in the party div. Against people who were bringing these disgusting agi teams who were like previous Super Bowl winners and like.
Oh yeah, that division last season was gross.
It was gross. So I was just like, oh, okay. I guess I just have to play conservative to hang on for dear life, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
I spent the entire last season that division just getting like my entire team murdered.
Yeah, it was not fun. So it was like, I know there's a lot of games where it's just like, oh, if you're a little more fast and loose and aggressive with it, you maybe could have gotten the win. But it's just like, if I'm gonna get the win, I'm just gonna get the win kind of right and just waddle up the field like an orc should.
Yeah, I more mean on defense if you base up more because you screen a lot as orcs, which is weird to me.
Yeah, I learned that because I played Spoony Bard.
Yeah.
And I was playing against his Dark Elves, and screening against his Dark Elves just worked wonderfully for me.
Yeah.
It was like, because like the thing is, if I based up a little bit, and he immediately was just like, oh, so now there's a little space in your back. I'm gonna go counter screen you, and now you can't get into my little cage that I made, and I'm just gonna waddle upfield, you know, or elf upfield. So as long as I have the pressure and the like impotence to keep him like kind of in front of me, then there's, you know, last 3 turns, then I can start basing to try to work out a way or try to get to the ball or something, you know. But yeah, I'm just that's just my playstyle, just very conservative until the bitter end.
Yeah, and nobody wants your ties anymore.
I don't want my ties anymore.
Fair enough. Yeah, and then we have our at least the final tallied question, which was, who was the best coach you played this season? And we had Clown Thulu winning this one, and Tim Nielsen behind with 2 votes. So, yeah.
Pimp.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Sweet. Well, again, this
Nope, those are obviously 2 different people. One of them has duh in the front.
One of them lost 3 games and the other one won the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Oh man, wouldn't be a Lion and Bear report without some misinformation. But yeah. But yeah, Clown Thulu with 4 votes. I think, yeah, certainly from my experience playing him, it was, yeah, very, very intense match. Even though I was able to manage to win, I think some of those rolls going the other way could have definitely opened things up.
I think part of my luck was early in the season I faced other elf teams, and I feel like my build is best against other elf teams because I can I can keep up with their speediness but also outbash them.
Yeah.
So I had help with leveling up and getting a good start to the season because of that.
Yeah, and then you have the Mighty Blow Elf, which is really good against AV7 teams.
Yeah.
And then you outbashed me.
Yeah.
I still, anytime our match, I just imagine that like getting the kill. I mean, I think you appoed like getting the kill on the Chaos Wolf Centaur.
Yeah.
And then you outguard and outstrength the hybrid teams, which is funny. Your team's just in like it's a solid team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it's at right now. I cannot complain.
Yeah, and then I think you base more than I would ever do. So like you actually get to bash people. Like I would be like, I'm gonna try it, and then I'd lose a person. Like I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, it's either
Like,
all.
it turns
in,
out you kind of
out.
need the strength and/or guard to
Yeah.
try it. To
Yeah,
make it work,
and the mighty
block
blow.
to
Like
make
you
it
need to be able
work.
to base and then have a mighty blow blitzer. Like all of it together just kind of works.
Yeah.
He's
You also
basically
need to be a
playing-
little bit lucky.
Yeah, he's basically playing a better Nurgle team, or not Nurgle, a better Necromantic team. Because he's got 2 strength 4s. He's got enough. Like he's got the same amount of guard that they get, and he's got a mighty blow blitzer, which just doesn't have frenzy or claw.
Yeah. And the strength 4 guys don't have stand firm.
Yeah,
You know.
they have sidestep instead.
Yeah.
I guess they both don't. I think one of them does.
God, I remember going up against your team. I think that was actually the first one I like started basing a little bit, just because you're getting so beat up. But then you just like immediately were just like, okay, well, I'll just like hit the stand firm guy, pow him, just like throw it to a blitzer and like side cage and then just score. I was like,
what I really like to do is, since I'm an elf team, like my best thing in Bash team is like, if I'm going up to base you, then you get time to hit me, and that's really bad for me. But a lot of times I can get bashy people to come and base me, and then I can hit back, and that's best for me.
Yeah, that's the way you kind of want to do it as elves.
Yeah, that's really what you want to do as either of the 2 sides.
Yeah,
like in a bash versus bash team, you want them to base you so you get to hit. That's why stand firm is so good, because it lets you base them.
unless
and
you
then
have a
can
ton
hit next time.
of guard and you just throw everything in one area.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I can get outbashed by a runner army like my last game. I'm not sure if you guys talked about it, but they had more armor breaks than I did at Sloan or AV7.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you won the game
I
like
missed that.
3-0 or whatever. So
Yeah, but he had more armor breaks than I did, so it's a point of pride.
we did touch on it lightly, but it was mostly like, yep, Flyboys got the result we expected, and now they're in challengers. Yeah, forgot to point out the armor breaks, because it did start out closer than. Yeah. It started out closer. I
I
think
think the block numbers were really close too. I think it was like 26 and 25 or something.
Hmm.
So I didn't even think to look at the armor break. Or maybe it was 36 and 35.
Yeah, it was close. I just know that they had a lot of KO like really early on, so I was playing down people, so I wasn't able
Oh,
to.
yeah.
And after the last time.
All right. Thanks, good
Yeah,
job.
Good one. Thanks for the
27.
recap, boys. That
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, and good luck in your next season.
Yeah, we'll see. Where I hope to see you, Tim. It'll be a great time.
I really hope not.
Well, I'm praying. That's my orky dream. I'll be like, ooh, I hope those rats like become friends with us again.
He's gonna, PayPal
if
Nuffle
we get
or
matched
Metal.
in the same division, then I hope your entire team just die. It's just like a complete reversal of the last 2 times
What
I've played,
happened,
where anytime I punch one of your guys, they just die, just straight dead.
Yeah,
Get
just
piling
go.
on and claw upon him. That's a great
Well, he
equalizer,
does have
isn't it?
claw. He does have a claw.
I have. He was gonna be a claw palmer, but then he rolled boxcars. So
Yeah.
well, like, oh, I guess I'm just taking this strength.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Peace
All
out,
right.
guys. See ya.
Later.
Later,
See ya.
dude.
Well, yeah. I put up Klepto. I put up your match if you wanted to see it, but yeah, I hadn't noticed it was that close. So, but yeah, I
It's
think
probably like the 3 KOs were like right away,
yeah.
or the 2 KOs were right away or something.
Yeah, they were like turn 1 KOs basically.
Yeah.
It was like my pylon guy was out, and then the guard thrower was out. Basically, blitzer number 5 was out.
Yeah.
So it was just tough to get moving.
It's always rough.
I was super frustrated because I was like, I need to win this game, and I can't do.
Yeah. I know. I was watching. I guess it wasn't a stream. I was just watching it through the client. I was like, because if you lost that one, then I think I would have been in this Challengers Cup spot. But yeah, as it was, or yeah, I can't remember if that was before or after.
I think they played their game last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was after.
Oh
So-
yeah, it didn't matter at that point because Trox had already tied. Yeah, but yeah.
I don't even know what the cutoff was. Would either of those teams have made it?
Yeah, actually, there was three as far as like that third place thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 3 third place teams that hit 22 points, and I was at 23. Trox was at 24.
Oh yeah, so that would have been fine.
Yeah, and if Trox had lost against Gojira, which there was a moment in which that might have happened, the TD differential would have put me on top. So, but
the most entertaining div to look at is 4C.
Oh
where
yeah,
they have a 6-way tie for first.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
A 6-way tie on all metrics?
And no, just for points.
Just on points, yeah.
Okay.
But there's a 3-way tie for second on TDs too.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the tiebreak is after that.
Was it
but-
a head-to-head then?
I think
probably?
it's just
No, it's number of losses
No, it's
so it's like
Oh, okay.
or number of wins or whatever.
yeah.
so it's
Gotcha, so wins over
it's
them.
points, least losses, and then
Head
So
to
this
head.
is- So
Oh,
Sweeney
okay.
Bird got it because he played 4 less matches than everyone else.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and Dr. Spagooter's already played their challenger match, so I guess they were the one to get that because they wouldn't have gotten a third place point. Like I said, they were 22 points all around. But yeah, that's
Yes.
rough.
So
That's
Dr.
rough.
Spagooter's must have got the tiebreak somehow.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, he has the wins, so it would have been like him and the Norse.
Maybe it's number of wins, not number of losses.
no, it's least losses.
Oh, what?
So it's head-to-head least losses, and then
I'll just go look
TD
up the rack.
differential.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dr. Spagooters has 5 losses though.
Yeah. Well, there also could have been somebody that declined a ticket because I know that happened a few
That's
places.
true. Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
yeah, there's a few like
There
div
was a
4.
couple that did.
Yeah. Yeah, like Incesticide, Primal Concrete Sledge, I think, is re-rolling. So they bowed out. So yeah, maybe that got Spagooters in as like a quote unquote third place team because that's where they started to fill that.
Incesticide has a good team to re-roll with. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they got weirdly salty about. They had like first place locked up, and then
Yeah, he got second
yeah,
with 20 points.
yeah, and that got decided like right at the end. So,
Yeah, and first place has 28 points.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. Going TD differential for a tiebreaker always felt weird to me
Yep. I had
because some teams have an easier job of running up the score than others.
I had it happen in my rookie season with this Norse, and it was tough because there was definitely a match I got stunted on by elves that I was like, oh,
Because
whatever.
almost like, yeah, no matter how hard you try as chaos, you like can't 5-1 someone.
You have to pitch clear them extremely early, and they have to then not concede.
Yeah,
yeah, right. And just watch you go back and forth on the field scoring touchdowns.
as soon as I get pitch cleared, I'm going to concede because then you only get 2 touchdowns, not 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 And then most chaos wins are by 1 touchdown, where I feel like a lot of elf wins are by 1, but there's a lot of them that are like 2 or 3.
Are by 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because like you'll like set up for the 2-1 grind, and then you'll take one of their drives or something.
Yeah.
And that'll be your 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the elves also just have the potential where, like, if you keep failing to pick up the ball, we can just run in there and pick it up and go score, and we're just gonna blow you out of the water now.
Or
yeah.
And like
Something, you know.
can't one turn with chaos.
You can one turn. Like it's
unlikely.
Yeah. it's unlikely you're gonna one turn with chaos, and so like you get less ties than the one turning teams.
And like,
yeah, I've had this conversation on the Discord, and people they're like, oh, but actually it's not because of like, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a chaos team win by more than one touch, and like most elf teams don't lose by a bunch because the chaos doesn't score a bunch because they don't want to give you KO rolls.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Blood Bowl's a tough game to balance inside and out.
It's like inherently unbalanced.
Yes.
It's intentionally inherently unbalanced.
Yeah. So yeah, constantly trying to do that work. Yeah. That's why I'm not an admin.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed there's not a market this season. I like the market is one of my favorite parts of the off season because it's fun.
Yeah,
but you see, bad coaches might benefit from it.
Yeah, apparently I'm a bad coach that benefited from it. Oh no!
Why didn't you run roughshod over the division with your bunch of star players?
Fireball.
Fireball. Buying things on the market. You should be on your way to the Super Bowl right now, David. What happened?
Yeah. I didn't apple my tree. Is actually
well.
In retrospect, that was the deciding point of my season.
So you're recommending people play in that league right now, right?
No, they got rid of the EAPO. So I would recommend people.
Don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it now, but I have the 2 MNGs that I want to clear, and then I also just like playing, and so I don't like playing the side leagues or the winter camp. Like it just doesn't like.
Res
I like having a break.
Yes,
I like SPP.
Same.
Yeah, I can't see playing my team. Not for SPP.
The fun of SPP, the fun of the game to me is winning and then also developing the team and playing. Like I don't like revival formats.
Yeah,
because we play differently. Like an AV6 War Dancer with an Apo. Like I'm gonna sack your ball. Oh, you killed him. Oh well, I revived him. Like okay.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, the game's just different. I need to roll some more stat ups though. I need.
Yeah, get on that. Well, this
start scoring those touchdowns.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to score my freaking linemen to get them some levels.
I wasted my only boxcars I ever rolled on a skink in CCL.
Yeah, I would have taken it.
Oh man.
There's a guy in one of the other leagues I'm in who has. I mean, some of them might have died, but he's had 3+ strength skinks on this one team.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
They don't last long.
Yeah.
I think one of them died, but he's still got 2.
Yeah,
in a side league, I had an Agi 4 or an Agi 5 strength 4 War Dancer. And those were his first 2 levels. I was just like, this is ridiculous. You can do whatever.
Nice. Yeah.
But we only played 1 season. It was just like a bunch of friends, and then half the friends that didn't do well didn't want to play again. So we're like, oh.
That's how those go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Both this stream and doing all the recaps. It's been a very fun season.
Yeah. It's cool that everyone kind of like got into the Discord and actually like talked in the Discord. The last season I played, we had a Discord, but no one used it. So we like.
I was very unsure about it at the start. I was like, are people actually going to use this thing?
I thought it was a good idea.
The thing I liked about it was I was separate from the REBBL Discord, so I can keep that muted and then still like interact with people. Like,
so
that one, there's just so much stuff there. If I had notifications on, I would never.
Yeah, and like having it split into tiers is kind of cool, but then tier 4, there's a lot of them. So
Yeah,
that one like always flies. The tier 1 like moves slow and you can follow it, but the tier 4 one like flies and you're like, oh, I don't care about the other 6 tier 4s. I only care about my tier 4.
Right.
And then like posting the streams, everyone posted them in both, but it was nice that you could mute the REBBL streams. and
Yeah,
still get the
that
stream.
channel is always so full of stuff you can never like find anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I planned on putting the weekly fixtures, but then I just never did.
It's all up.
The first one was the most important because we didn't have an REBBL.net.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I think it worked out great. I was posting streams in both places because Darkinen never came over, so I was basically just posting over there for
He
him.
didn't want to join because he's in enough Discords already. I was like, okay, everyone else is there, but
Yeah. He filled out the exit interview. That's all I care.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I just want to get into another Gear 4, and I want to have OP Cubby, and I want to have Pandito again. I scored 8 touchdowns in those 2 games, and that was pretty cool.
So you single-handedly crushed their spirits, and now they're re-rolling to halflings or whatever.
OP Cubby beat me.
Oh yeah, that's right. That
he
match.
did.
I forgot about that
he
match.
beat me too.
Yeah.
That said, I crushed Pandito as well. Just
I
completely removing him from the pitch almost.
I don't even think I removed him. I feel like I just played elf ball against him.
Yeah.
And my team was just better than his.
I think that was my 8Kaz game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
like his team just didn't have an answer to my team.
Yeah. I mean,
barely has a team. Like,
yeah.
Minus 47.
Like, that's been a recurring theme of his team is that it barely exists for the whole season.
Yeah, I feel like AV7 is really hard to play when you're new.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I started playing Blood Bowl 2 when like they didn't have it, and then they introduced Wood Elves, and I got the Wood Elf DLC, and I was like, this is the most stupid team in the world. Like I played against it like twice, and I was just like, you can't even do anything. They're just fast. And so I just like, well, I'm gonna get that DLC, and then they're like, oh, you can actually have all the DLCs for free if you pre-ordered. So here's all the DLCs, and I was like, oh, this is great. I own all the teams, and I only ever play one.
Yeah, I started out on dwarves in Blood Bowl 1.
Yeah.
So
I tried to make a dwarf team. It's hard.
So
one team I've never played.
Yeah.
Dwarves are, you have to be very patient.
Yeah.
And you will also have to be like really like you can't make any positioning mistakes, because if you do, every other team will just run past you, and then you can't catch them with dwarf. So like it's not the best team for learning how to play.
Yeah, just play Charts if you want to play that style.
Yeah, Dwarfs are just the better dwarves.
I think at higher levels, probably. Like lower team value, I think dwarves are better than chorfs.
Yeah, until they get a claw piece and kill all the dwarfs. No, I guess
no, they need like 3 claw pieces to kill all the dwarves.
In theory, the dwarf team is always gonna have more guard.
Yeah,
because they're not taking claw.
Well, they're not taking claw, and they don't have to worry about like hobgoblin.
Yeah, and they can get guard on all their pieces on normal.
Yeah,
but you always
Except
have
for the
you always
runners.
have infinite money, so hobgoblins can die.
Yeah. I don't think most
that's my
chaos dwarf
experience.
teams actually have infinite money. I think it's really
No,
weird.
it was
You
this
haven't taken
division.
that you haven't taken any hob damage. Even against like Trox
Well,
and stuff like that.
I lost all the crappy ones. I just didn't lose the big ones.
Yeah.
One of them got MNG'd, I think.
Well, like I think because like you put
got an
them on
entire
the
team.
line, and like it's weird that you haven't had any games where you've lost like multiple hobgoblins to lose your bank
Yeah.
because they're 87.
There was one where I MNG'd one and one died, but
Well, yeah,
again,
MNG.
like I'm going into every game
Yeah.
with 150k.
Yeah.
And I didn't lose a core piece all season.
Yeah.
I will soon.
Yeah, you almost lost a couple. Like the armor and the armor bust could be debatable, but with Claw, it's really hard to recycle him.
Yeah.
Like the doubles are just so good.
No, both the injured shorts are just like if they take another injury, they're gone. But
Oh, I think if like obviously, and so that's another thing about Blood Bowl. Like some teams can take injuries better than others. Like if you take an agi bust, you just don't care.
yeah,
Where if I take a strength bust and armor bust or an agi bust, it's like, oh, that sucks a lot.
yeah,
Like there's no team that there's no agi team that can take injuries well, and they're all low armor, which is weird.
I mean, that's kind of the point, though, is that like they trade that for the ability to be like they're in any game basically, like barring
I mean,
them
take
entirely
well,
being removed.
is what I'm saying.
No,
like,
yeah, but like that's the trade-off for basically being. I don't want to say like better,
broken,
but like you're. Like you, as an agility team, you can always like throw a bunch of dice at a game and come out on top, basically.
Yeah, but a lot of teams don't even need to do that because they're AV9 and have Claw Palm and have bulls that can run 9 squares.
But they have to get it to the bull.
Yeah.
Like.
But they have the Claw Palm.
Yeah.
And they can kill your trees. And it makes you sad.
Okay, I see.
Take forever to level.
the tree lives anyway. It's no problem.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of trees. And people in CCL, man, they're like freaking magnets to trees. Your tree will be like rule of 5'd in the back line, and they're like, I'm gonna cut this corner, and I'm gonna blitz your tree, and I'm gonna red dye it. And you're like, what are you doing? They just like want to kill trees. And they're like, haha, this guy's gonna recycle his team if he loses his tree. Oh, I lost the game. I better just concede now. And you're like, okay. I'll take my two MVPs. And like now I have freaking level 3 linemen. I better just restart my team because I don't need level 3 linemen. I really like CCL, as you can tell.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. I've never so in CCL, I 6-0'd a guy one time.
Nice.
And I've always
didn't concede. Wow.
They didn't concede. It was really funny. I blitzed him like 3 times, and I was like, "This is amazing." After the first 2 blitzes, I thought you were gonna leave. I think in REBBL, I 5-0'd someone. Maybe it was a 4-0.
I've been on both ends of a 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a game once that was it was 2 elf teams, and there were 4 total blitzes.
That's crazy.
I had 3 and he had 1.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna head to bed. I'll talk to you guys later in the chat.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here. I need to get to bed at this point.
I gotta get up for work early, so.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for hosting the party, Cap. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone's comments. I'm gonna.
Yeah, thanks for you guys.
Yeah.
The same thing. I'm heading out. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for all the hard work, putting everything together. It's been so fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Have a good night. And I'll stop the stream, but obviously I can hang out in Discord too if we want.
Yeah, I should probably go to bed too.